roving work between exits 28 and 19. And down in Rocky Hill, the ferry is closed there due to the high water level on the Connecticut River. Let's check in with Bob Cox. He's got the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Mostly sunny sky conditions continue out there this afternoon. The sun will set at 7:25 this evening. We'll have a south wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour with a few higher gusts and temperatures between 48 and 57 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight. Some patchy fog in parts of the area toward dawn. Lows in the 30s. Any early low clouds or patchy fog Friday, giving way to mostly sunny skies and highs in the 60s tomorrow, 50s along the shore. Increasing clouds Friday night, maybe a shower. Lows in the low to mid 40s. Saturday looks sunny with highs in the upper 50s to around 60, and partly sunny Sunday with the high approaching 60. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
53 right now in Hartford. The Dow Jones up 327 points. The Nasdaq's ahead 134 and the S&P is up 37. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Get our big breakfast with sausage patty, scrambled eggs, a biscuit, hash browns, and our hotcakes, all for just $5. Only during breakfast hours at McDonald's. Price of participation may vary.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
Baseball season is here, and it seems like you can't watch your favorite team without a spreadsheet of streaming services.
It really does require a lot of forethought.
Tim Hanlon of the Vertere Group in Chicago says the next challenge for baseball and most professional sports is streamlining the streaming experience so fans can watch their favorite team without a bevy of subscriptions.
So that there isn't this crazy patchwork of locals.
I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
How will you navigate the journey to and through retirement? Johnson Brunetti is hosting a unique, all-in-one retirement planning event for those near retirement or recently retired. You don't want to miss industry leaders coming together to address top retirement concerns, including a licensed CPA, an estate planning attorney, a Social Security specialist, and more. Join us at the AquaTurf Club in Plantsville on May 14th at 6 p.m. Space is limited and reservations are required. Visit eventatjb.com to save your seat now.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio.
Reese is on the radio. Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! What's going on? This week's going by so fast. Scallywags, nutmeggers, all you conversationalists, and of course you haters, because I love you the most. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I know it probably annoys people. It's like, why does he love the haters most? You just gotta. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on, about faith, and I'm learning that little by little since my baptism. And it's I talked about this before, but about music. That in my life, I've always considered my understanding of things happening as I got older. I was never too big for my britches to think I got anything. And what I started to realize as I got older, the things that I started to appreciate was because I had a wealth of knowledge behind it. You know, I remember telling you guys about my love of the Rolling Stones. When I was in my 20s, I had a girlfriend I lived with who loved the Rolling Stones. I would wake up on a Saturday afternoon, after a night of partying, she'd be cleaning the house, as girls do, the spring cleaning kind of deal. And the apartment would be blazing Rolling Stones. And me, I'm a 90s hip-hop head, and I'm just like, ugh. All right, I better go do something. And I couldn't. I could not appreciate it. I couldn't. And then one day I'm sitting in my car driving, and I'm in my late 40s, maybe. Driving in my car, and the car that I had a Bose system in it. And the audio was just superb. And of course, I could play my, very, very bass-heavy hip-hop, De La Soul, A Tribe Called Quest, all that good stuff. Very jazzy, bass-heavy music on my car. And the quality sounded great. It was crisp, and you're streaming, so it's perfect. And then, weirdly, I don't know what it was. Maybe I was listening to another rock group or whatever it was, and there it was. Rolling Stones end up on the, in rotation. And this song comes on, and I just go, damn, I've never heard this song this way before. And I was just like, all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? Let me start listening to the Rolling Stones' greatest hits, as most people who are not fans would do. They listen to the stuff that they know really well. I did that. I was just going, this greatest hit stuff is actually really, really. That was it. Fandom began. And I really started to appreciate that, or started to associate that with everything in life. All of these things that I was finding out when I was older and mature enough, when I could appreciate them. You remember when Chris B was here, and I was talking to him about, how he tried to get me into Jethro Tull. I was just like, not there yet. But it might come. It might happen. I might get there. I got to try it a little more. I've got to hear, and it may be that one thing. I'll be listening someplace. My head will be in another space where I don't have to be critical, and I could just sort of envelop myself in the sound and go, is this Jethro Tull? That's actually really good. That's the moment. And this faith thing has been like that. You grow up, you go to church, you do the Bible study, you sing the hymns and all that. If you're not really into it, if you're not really dedicated, some people are very early. And I give it to them, those who are in anything. If you can catch it and get it really early and understand it really early, God bless you. I wasn't that person. And now, something. And I needed it. I needed faith a lot last night. And I'm sitting there. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I need to get to sleep. I just say to myself, okay, what are you going to do? And I did something I would have never done under any other circumstances. I started reading the Bible. Wild as that may seem. At least for me. I don't know about you. For you. I mean, your knowledge. It just happened. I just started reading the Bible. 3 o'clock in the morning. And then finally my mind was set at ease and I went back to sleep. I woke up this morning telling Roseanne. She was like, how'd you sleep? I was like, I didn't do well last night. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. She goes, what? You just woke up? And I went, yeah. She goes, how'd you get back to sleep? Read the Bible. Wild. It was just. So I want to talk a little bit about that later on in the show, if you'll indulge me in that. Just on my journey, because I know there are a lot of people who are very religious, very pious, and they'll quote the Bible to you. I'm not that guy. I'll never pretend to be that guy. And all of a sudden, some guys are like, oh, he's baptized. Now he knows the Bible backwards and forwards. I'm not that guy. I'm not. This is a very, very early journey for me. And if I'm sharing it with you, I'm sharing it from a place that I do not know or understand. So in a lot of ways, I'm sort of reaching out for guidance and understanding in a faith that I know little about, but I'm willing to learn. And I think all of us should sort of go through life with that constant wanting to learn and understand. This is my journey. You have yours, understood. But I love the fact that all of you love sharing. Many of you call in. Christine is one of the people who calls in, always talks about faith. I love that when she calls because I get this renewed sort of energy in it. So anyway, I just want to get that out there. Back to a lot of stuff that's going on that we haven't been able to cover for every other reason in the book. Something I've talked about probably a lot is the 9 compromises. And in bringing that up, I'm noticing something in politics that's happening right now. And that is, there appears to be a group of people on the left who are now finding compromise with so-called MAGA folks. And that I find interesting. I've always found it interesting. So I kind of did a brief study on examples of this. I've talked about it for a long time. One of the earlier times I talked about this was in 2012 as it related to Mitt Romney at the time. And I truly believe this. I've never read a book by him. I don't know if there's ever been a retrospective on his part about this time in 2012 and the years that followed. But Mitt Romney, I'll even go so far as Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, George W. Bush. All of these people who were reviled by the left soon became champions of the left. And they were used often as a sort of barometer for the rest of us. Sort of throwing it back in our faces by saying, see Mitt Romney, see John McCain, see Liz Cheney, see George W. Bush. And the rest of us are sitting there going, really? Like, these are the people they're celebrating? I thought these were the worst kinds of people. But when you dig deeper, it's not like you don't know this or you haven't seen it. You dig a little deeper, and what's it about? It's not that the people on the left finally saw the point of view of a George W. Bush or a Dick Cheney. No. It's that these individuals saw the light on the left, that they echoed the sentiment of the left. What I don't get is that no one has ever, even those on the left, do not understand that they are being used. But then again, perhaps they do. I'm talking about the novice individual who will send me a text here and there and say, hey, did you see what Candace Owens said? And I go, you do not understand you're being toyed with? It's easy to get in your good graces. It is not easy to get into ours. We never believe. No. Trust but verify is who we are. Many people know, and if those of you who have followed me for a long time, and I meet so many of you, and I thank you for following the show since I got here, or following Reese on the radio since I got here. You all know, because some of you have asked, hey, tell me what you think about Candace Owens. Hey, what do you think about Tim Scott? Hey, what do you think about add conservative African-American here? And if you see me in public where I don't, can't use certain language, you will hear me say, and you all know it, I will say, I don't give a bleep about Candace Owens. Never have, never will. Don't really care for her. And never have. Anyone who knows me can back me up on that. Never have. So when you, on the left, quote Candace Owens to me, I go, so? You're not now, like, if I were ever riding with Candace Owens, that would give you reason to say, see? That's one of your homegirls. That's one of the people you support. This is why I tell you, Reese on the radio supports and rides with no one. I don't want to be their friends. Not interested. I'm not trying to look for buddies and pals and compadres. I've got enough friends. I'm not trying to do that. My integrity matters. So join along with all these people. I don't want to be part of the conservative voice. I'm an independent thinker. My thoughts are very much conservative, sometimes a little hardcore conservative. I consider myself sometimes the right of Rush Limbaugh. He kindly enough said that. But I am in no way trying to be like, look at these voices who sound like me. No. I don't want to be down. Because again, truth be told, they have a business model. For them, it is about business. It is about clicks. It is about likes. It is about being, adored, considered, accolades. I don't want those things. The only thing I want is the truth and results. That's it. I want truth and results. It's not about me. And I appreciate it. I get it all the time when people walk up to me. Just last night when I was in Coventry, my wife tells me I have to pronounce that correctly. Coventry last night for the Republican meet and greet. By the way, I did see Erin Stewart. We shook hands. She said, we're good. It was nice to see her. Ryan as well. I missed Betsy. She came in, went and gone early, but didn't get to see her. But I saw all of them, shook their hands, said hello. And Roseanne and I stayed for a little while and bounced. We look fantastic, by the way. But I'm not looking for that. And a gentleman and his son, I think it's Kevin and Adam, his son, walked up to me. They recognized me immediately, shook my hand, and really, really loved the show. I get a little embarrassed by that because I don't want to. I don't want to be a celebrity. Not trying to be that guy. I'm trying to be a person who gets results, finds the truth. So when I see these Candace Owens types and everybody's quoting them and saying, see, and trying to score political points. See, she's on our side now. I don't care. Like, I do not care. If Mitt Romney hates Donald Trump, so what? If Meghan McCain hates Donald Trump for what he said about his father, so what? It means nothing. Not to me. So with all due respect, stop sharing. I'm going to give you some examples when we get back of these people who are now all of a sudden enamored by the so-called MAGA sphere that's speaking ill of Donald Trump. And now they're the most important voices ever. When they were kooks, whack jobs, dangerous even. To watch CNN and people on the left, especially here in Connecticut, quote Alex Jones after what happened here with regards to Alex Jones, the lawsuit that was all over the news 2 years ago, right here on this network, where people screamed and hollered at me about Alex Jones right on this show. Well, I mean, I was filling in for Todd. That now those people on the left are now saying Alex Jones is calling for the 25th Amendment. Boy, that's interesting. Now all of a sudden, not a weirdo, not a whack job, not a conspiracy theorist. Now he's of right mind. It's interesting to watch these people quote him now. That now Alex Jones is to be reckoned with. I'll give you some examples in a minute. I'm going to play all of... I was going to play a whole bunch of clips, but I figured two are a perfect example from CNN. And again, you've got to hear the liberal on this program defending the likes of Candace Owens. It's wild. I watched it. I just went, what? Am I in the Twilight Zone? No. I'm in the liberal sphere. It's not weird. It's not weird. It's par for the course. We'll get to that in a little bit, so stand by. More news, more views. It's Reese on the radio.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, I had an incredible experience with them. They gave me a great estimate. They were there on time. And when they came to paint our kitchen, they were in and out. And when they were gone, it was like they were never there, except they left a beautiful kitchen. Maybe it's time for you to take a look at their spring sales event. You can get 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. Serta Pro Painters, they're independently owned and operated right here in our community. So you might want to give them a call. Start spring off right. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's Ned.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
Talk is cheap, Ned, but you know what's not? Our electric bills. Aaron Stewart is the no BS candidate for governor. Aaron knows that 1, Connecticut exports a third of the energy we generate while we pay the highest prices in New England. That's BS. 2, the Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill, the public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3, Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas, so he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Aaron Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Aaron4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Aaron for Connecticut, Valerie Marino Treasury.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. We'll get to Bob Cox in the Weather Center coming up. State Department of Agriculture is announcing over $1.5 million in grant money for a dozen entities to increase access to locally grown food. The products from local farms will be distributed to nonprofits and food pantries across the state. Connecticut's all-Democratic congressional delegation is against the latest news on the war in Iran. with 1st District Congressman John Larson going as far as to file articles of impeachment and to write to the Vice President to back his call to invoke the 25th Amendment. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says he authorized direct talks with Lebanon aimed at disarming Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants and establishing relations between the neighbors. The countries have technically been at war since the establishment of Israel nearly 80 years ago. Same day he announced his re-election bid, Attorney General William Tong says he's filing a petition to stop the Aquarian water sale, again citing $500 million in costs to ratepayers that was not previously considered. WTIC News time is 2:31. Bob Cox is the forecast.
Mostly sunny sky conditions continue out there this afternoon. The sun will set at 7:25 this evening. We'll have a south wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour with a few higher gusts and temperatures between 48 and 57 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, some patchy fog in parts of the area toward dawn, lows in the 30s. Any early low clouds or patchy fog Friday, giving way to mostly sunny skies and highs in the 60s tomorrow, 50s along the shore. Increasing clouds Friday night, maybe a shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Saturday looks sunny with highs in the upper 50s to around 60, and partly sunny Sunday with the high approaching 60. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
53 and sunny right now in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Imagine this. A college student writes a paper about overnight delivery. His professor isn't impressed. That student? Frederick Smith, founder of FedEx. Today, overnight delivery is everywhere, and now dentistry is catching up. At Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, you can get same-day tooth replacement. Walk in, walk out, with a new smile the very same day. Open 365 days a year. Call 860-645-0111. Columbia Implant Center, delivering smiles same day.
Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra April 10th through the 12th and experience Brahms' Third at the Bushnell in Hartford. From the dramatic power of Berlioz' King Lear Overture to the electrifying energy of composer and pianist Clarice Assad performing her own concerto flow, to the sweeping beauty of Brahms' Symphony No. 3, ending in a thrilling finale. Led by music director Carolyn Kwan, this is more than a concert, it's an experience. For tickets, call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, we are back. Reese on the radio here on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. Tavis Smiley. Anyway, I don't know why that even popped in my head. Anyway, this was on CNN. And it is Scott Jennings, John King, and I forget who this young woman is. She is a black woman. She's usually she's a Democratic strategist. I think her name is Laura something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But she doesn't really speak in this piece other than in the background to scream and holler, "That's not fair. That's not fair." In defending Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, and Candace Owens. That's what she says. You can hear in the background, that's not fair. That's not accurate. It's weird. Again, this woman, you can find her anywhere. Like, completely deriding these people, hating on them, saying how dangerous they are. But this was John King and Scott Jennings talking about how we should listen to these folks in their criticism of Donald Trump as it relates to destroying the civilization of Iran.
We mentioned all those other voices in the Trump ecosystem, MAGA ecosystem. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the former congresswoman, Candace Owens, the podcaster who's out there on many things. They say Trump should be removed. You can have her, by the way. They say Trump should be removed. The 25th Amendment, saying his threat to end Iran's civilization, to wipe a civilization off the planet.
You think there's a single average Republican voter out there, if you went out and knocked on their door tonight and said, yes or no, should we let podcasters and Democrats remove Donald Trump by the 25th Amendment? Let me flip it. You'd be thrown off of every porch in America.
Let me flip it.
Yeah, and Scott Jennings is right. If he would have spoken to any mainstream conservative at their doorstep, none of them would have known what John King was talking about. At all. It's as if they didn't pay attention to their own polling data by Harry Enton that said since the Iran war, Donald Trump had 100% support. It's insane. It's like they missed that whole deal. But they are so caught up in the Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Alex Jones no longer liking Donald Trump that that's all of a sudden relevant. So they went one step further. Here's another clip between the three of them. And thank you, Lori. It is Laura Coates. That's her name. Laura Coates is the woman's name. Here is another piece. Again, John King saying, oh, no. You have to take them into consideration. They're in the podcast world. You do a podcast, Scott.
You're shaking your head. You're one of them. You have a podcast now. It helps. It helps if people are echoing the president and saying he's right.
I don't deny.
If they have influence with his voters, it cannot help when they say he's
I don't deny the usefulness of having surrogates and allies, but I think you're oversubscribing their importance and undersubscribing the importance of Trump himself. And I think, frankly, the only reason we're playing them on our air right now is because they're useful to a narrative.
Good point. And I'm so glad he said it on the network that wishes to push said narrative. That's the only reason why these folks are relevant, is because they are literally doing CNN's job.
We don't consider these people to be credible at any other time until they are attacking Donald Trump. Otherwise, we call them crazy. Otherwise, we call them crazy.
No, I'm being careful.
See, there's Laura Coates. See, that's not fair. What's not fair about it? Listen to half of these comments. Let's go into some old ones. Pre-2008, During the Bush era, McCain was a standard conservative senator, hawkish on Iraq, tough on immigration. Media mostly treated him like a part of the extreme GOP machine. But when he broke ranks, campaign finance reform, opposing Bush's tax cuts at times, outlets like the New York Times and CNN hailed him as the maverick, the hero fighting his own party. 2008, the campaign flip. Running against Obama, suddenly the maverick label became a joke. CNN and MSNBC ran endless flip-flop segments on his Iraq stance, taxes, and more. Obama himself mocked McCain's maverick claim. Washington Post and others painted him as inconsistent and out of touch. Same guy they praised for independence. The post-2008 era. McCain slammed Trump, based upon the he's no hero comments. Media flipped back hard. CNN and MSNBC ran glowing segments on his principled stand against Trumpism. Suddenly, he was the gold standard of Republicans again. McCain was extreme GOP until he attacked Bush or Trump. That's always the case. They loved him. Liz Cheney, as the House GOP conference chair and Dick Cheney's daughter, she was a vocal Iraq war defender, supported enhanced interrogation, and pushed hardline foreign policy. Left-wing media, The Guardian and MSNBC, routinely called her out as part of the neocon war machine, tied her to extremist GOP, and criticized her for out of touch with Wyoming voters. No hero treatment, just another Republican to bash. Post-January 6th, Cheney votes to impeach Trump, joins the January 6th committee, calls him a threat to the Constitution. Overnight, CNN, ABC, Washington Post crown her as the conscience of the Republican Party, a principled conservative, and platform her nonstop as the voice of reason. Mitt Romney and Adam Kinzinger. In the 2012 election, as the GOP nominee, media painted him as an extreme rich guy, out of touch. Remember the 47% claim? Post-2016, he becomes the lone GOP senator to convict Trump in the first impeachment. MSNBC and CNN, the usual suspects, called him the conscience of the party, principled moderate. They downplay his past conservative record, Obamacare opposition, tough on Russia and China. They hail him as the anti-Trump savior. Even when he votes against Dem priorities later, his resistance gets the glow. I don't even need to bring up Adam Kinzinger because he's a real joke. But look at him now. Alex Jones, of all people, folks. Alex Jones. CNN ran multi-part series labeling Jones as a threat to democracy, whose content is deeply dangerous because it normalized hateful and extremist ways of thinking and could make vulnerable people take matters into their own hands. They called him the king of conspiracy, the guy who spreads group-based hatred, and tied him to extremism. You remember all of the Sandy Hook lawsuits. I don't have to remind you. Platforms banned him as toxic, far-right radical. Mainstream outlets like CNN named him as unhinged and profit-driven off paranoia. Now that Alex Jones has called Trump unhinged and a supervillain and urging Republicans to cut bait and abandon him over his cognitive decline, the Huffington Post, MSNBC, and CNN adjacent coverage, including pieces quoting him alongside Tucker Carlson, treat him as a major MAGA revolt moment. They're amplifying his serious insider criticism, not dismissing him as a crazy rant. They love him now. Marjorie Taylor Greene. What was the old smear? CNN K-File dug into her history of dangerous conspiracy theories, calling her a QAnon-promoting congressional candidate who embraced violent fringe conspiracies like school shooting hoaxes and anti-government plots. They labored her as an extremist, tied her to January 6 rhetoric. They ran stories about her as a fringe threat who needed to be sidelined. Democrats and media painted her as an unhinged MAGA radical, unfit for Congress. Today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Trump's former super loyalist, has publicly revolted over the Epstein files, Iran policy, or related issues, called for accountability, apologized at a CNN sit-down, and defended Tucker Carlson's move. CNN is now running segments of like what Marjorie Taylor Greene's political revolt may say about Trump, and treating her criticism as legitimate, MAGA splintering. She's gone from a dangerous person to a voice that Democrats and the media are approving of. Tucker Carlson, the same case. Remember him? Neo-Nazi. Remember him? CNN called him racist. Said he was the promoter of white replacement theory and conspiracies and dangerous figure who hurts America by attacking mainstream media. They called him a dangerous demagogue, echoing Trump's worst impulses. Tucker's gone against Trump in his Iran threats, and today, all of those media outlets like CNN, they had a piece called What Tucker Carlson's Big Break from Trump Means, framing it as a significant moment in the right's evolution, quoting him alongside Alex Jones and others as part of conservative influencers' chorus against the war. They love him now. He's a voice to be reckoned with. I think it's incredible, and it's laughable. Which, again, is why I said in the beginning, I ride with none of them. My job here is to pick apart everything that they say, to show you what all of it means. I was talking to someone here in the studio. He and I talk a lot lately, and I love it. When he comes in the studio as I'm preparing, we'll chat for a little while. And, he understands like I do that these voices are running businesses. As I told you before, it is profitable, like it or not, it is profitable now to be against Donald Trump, but not in the mainstream media. You see, CNN, they get no ratings from bashing Trump. They are always dead last, and that's all they do. So you might be asking yourself, why are the Megyn Kellys, why are the Tucker Carlsons, the Candace Owens, and the Alex Jones, why are these people going in the opposite direction? Well, there are several reasons why, and I want to give you a few. One, none of these people know Donald Trump. They have no idea anything about him. Why? Because as Scott Jennings said on CNN last night, if any of these folks knew Donald Trump, they know what he was saying about Iran when he was in his 30s. And go look it up online. Donald Trump has always been consistent about Iran. He is literally fulfilling the policy that he believed in when he was a real estate magnate. Nothing has switched. These people have. If they knew anything about Trump, all they have to do is go back and find his archives where he talks about Iran, where he talks about China. Everything he is doing now is everything he believed back then, when he was on Oprah, when he was on Larry King, when he was on Donahue. All the same. Nothing different. People post those videos today. They go, wow, tried and true, Donald Trump. Here he is in the 90s. Here he is in the 80s. But these folks, no. Here's why. Because they are clickbait for people who cannot stand Trump, and they need conservative voices to turn on him. That's what they're all looking for. You remember what I said about the 9 compromises? That's what these people are doing. They're compromising to the left, and it's profitable. It is. Don't think Megyn Kelly isn't running her podcast like a newsroom. Don't think that Tucker Carlson isn't running his podcast like a newsroom. The objective is to be profitable. They have millions and millions of viewers, and they're not all here in the United States. They are everywhere. And you look at those numbers, and you're saying they are profiteering. Not that it's bad. Hey, capitalism, gung-ho. Do your thing. but the news media doesn't know what it's talking about. We'll come back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
When you think about it, New England is like a McDonald's big breakfast. Maine's your big main course, the hotcakes. Vermont's the maple syrup, obviously. New Hampshire's your biscuit, that country comfort. Massachusetts, sausage patty. Its name is Patty. Rhode Island's your hash browns, tiny but treasured. Oh, and Connecticut's scrambled eggs. Not sure how to explain, but trust me. All that for just $5. Get our big breakfast at McDonald's. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit treewiseguysct.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's treewiseguysct.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We're back. Reese on the Radio. Top of the hour coming up soon, as well as traffic and weather. And the news is coming up as well. We got new music today, by the way. We'll get into that in a second. I'll explain it to you roughly at about the 4 o'clock hour. We also got Negro Nonsense today. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, and I cannot believe that I did not do this. This is my thing, so I'm really excited about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican, a political rule established in the 1960s to foster party unity by discouraging public infighting. Well, that's the 11th commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination. On April 30th at 7 p.m., it is at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut. Again, April 30th at 7 p.m. at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut. The debate will be live on air, but if you'd like to be in the audience, you can enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets at WTIC.com. Click on More, then Contest. 60 winners will win a pair of tickets. WTIC News Talk 1080 11th Commandment Republican Gubernatorial Debate is sponsored by AARP Connecticut. Make sure you go to the website so you can be a part of it. I will be there. It will be Morgan Cunningham, Brian Shackman. We will all be moderating this this event. Again, as I said, I saw Aaron last night. I saw, her team last night. We shook hands. I asked her, hey, we okay? She was like, we're okay. And that was it. It was a little, it seemed a little frosty, but I hope there's no ill will. I wish her luck. Like I said, I made it clear. If she wins the nomination, I will stomp the yard to get her into that elected office. And I hope she really believes me when I say that. And good luck to her, Ryan Fazio, and Betsy McCoy. But Betsy McCoy and Ryan Fazio will be at our debate. We hope you will, too. Go to WTIC.com. Again, WTIC.com in order to enter. Somebody who had written something in the chat room based upon what I was saying about, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I want to read it because this is exactly the point that I was making. Dan, by the way, thank you for the comment because I think you capture exactly what I'm talking about. Dan says, Candace Owens is mostly right. MAGA has fractured. Israel is forcing Trump's hand. Trump's looking for an exit. God, I don't like it when it does that. Trump is looking for an exit. We won't win. America's future is at stake. The American dream is dying $1 trillion at a time and a couple billion a day. Those files must be juicy, and I voted for Trump. Now, Dan, okay. But let me explain to you what I'm talking about. And Dan, I don't say this to be mean-spirited, facetious at all. Thank you for listening to the show, and I appreciate your comment. But you do not understand what you gave away there. And most people don't. So what? You voted for Trump. The vote's gone. It's over. All you're telling me is that at one time you voted for him, and now you're not satisfied with what he's doing in Iran, or you're not satisfied at this point. But voting for Trump only means you voted for Trump. The vote, it's already used in essence, right? It's gone. But when you caveat that in some way by saying, I voted for Trump, what are you trying to prove? Oh, look, I voted for him and I can be critical of him. Everybody should be. It doesn't mean that, and you give away this sort of game by says, when you vote for him, you're for some odd reason supposed to be lockstep with every move he makes. No. Whoever told you that, who's ever telling you that or feeding you that narrative is setting the premise for you. Like you're literally kowtowing to their premise that you have to tell people, see, I'm critical of him. Okay, but you voted for him already. Now, if there was some significance to the fact that you voted for him, like today you're saying, hey, Trump, anyway, I could get that vote back. That would matter. It doesn't. I get it. You're not satisfied. As are the people, like these people who are saying, I regret voting for him. Remember who that's for. That's for no one but the people. No offense, Donald. Don't take it personally. Those are for people like Donald. People like Donald always say to me, when are you going to denounce Trump? Because that's currency to the left. That's what they want you to do. Give them the currency that they want. Because then it sort of certifies what they believe. And that's all they want. They want recognition for their belief. And if you are a conservative who voted for Trump, or you're an independent who voted for Trump, or even a Democrat who voted for Trump, to give them what they want, their value. This is the value they get from you. Then they get to say, see, he doesn't like Trump either, which is exactly what CNN and MSNBC are doing here. They are using Tucker Carlson. Now they are valuable. When otherwise they never were. And they won't be. They won't be. Once they're done and used up, they'll forget all about them. Where's Liz Cheney? Huh? Let's get to the news. John Silva, he's got top of the hour news coming up, and we'll be back after this.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
3 o'clock Hartford temperature 54 degrees. We'll have sunshine And temperatures will stay in the 50s. A couple of towns may touch the upper 50s. We'll have the forecast details coming up. House Democrats today tried but failed to get a War Powers resolution passed by unanimous consent during a pro forma session of the chamber. All that was required was recognition to offer the resolution, and no House member vote against it.
The temporary speaker, Chris Smith of New Jersey, a Republican, gaveling in, not recognizing Democrats who were on the floor shouting to be acknowledged, instead gaveling out immediately. Afterwards, we heard Democrats on the floor call shame at the Republican for not recognizing them.
That's CBS correspondent Torian Small reporting. Details regarding the death of an Enfield girl last month have been released. A search warrant of Eve Rogers' Elm Street home indicates the 12-year-old was naked from the waist down when she was found dead March 18th. Tests also suggest she was sexually assaulted. Her stepfather, Anthony Federline, was in court this week on sexual assault and other charges. He is not currently charged in her death, however. The warrant also goes on to say numerous items were found in her bedroom and throughout the house, including journals, a laptop, clothing, pills, and a cell phone. NATO's Secretary General is sharing some details of his talks Wednesday with President Trump. Linda Kenyon reports.
The NATO Secretary General described the discussion with the president as frank. Speaking at the Reagan Institute in Washington, D.C., Secretary Rutte acknowledged Trump's frustrations with NATO, but said the overwhelming majority of Europeans have done what the U.S. asked of them. The president remains angry that NATO declined to join the U.S.-led war against Iran and has suggested withdrawing from the alliance. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
State Department of Agriculture is announcing over $1.5 million in grant money for a dozen entities to increase access to locally grown food. The products from local farms will be distributed to nonprofits and food pantries across the state. State Agriculture Commissioner Brian Hurlbert says Connecticut farmers are stepping up for those who need food assistance.
We're hoping and expecting that this will reach over 60,000 families and households across the state, which is really important when we think about the challenges in affordability, the challenges in grocery store prices, and the challenges with families that need a little bit of help during tough times with uncertainty around what's happening with SNAP.
The grants are being provided through the Ag Department's local food purchase assistance grant. One person is dead following a crash in Norwich just after 8 this morning. Police were called to an area of West Thames Street in the city. That's where they found a vehicle had collided with a heavy-duty wrecker. The female driver was rushed to Bacchus Hospital and pronounced dead. Dozens of customers in Manchester didn't have water earlier today as crews continue to repair a water main break in the area of 612 Middle Turnpike. There is a bottling station available at 125 Spring Street for those who need access to water. WTIC News Time is 3:03, and checking traffic this Thursday afternoon. A couple of incidents out here, one in Windsor Locks. Route 159 is closed in both directions between School Street and Elm Street due to a downed power line. And we have a closure out in the town of Cornwall. Route 4, both directions closed at Torney Road due to a one-vehicle crash. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Just a few clouds out there with some gusty winds and the low humidity. Do watch for an elevated fire threat. We're coming down from a high in the mid-50s, and tonight we stay mainly clear with a low of 36. Some of our outlying areas, though, will fall to near freezing or maybe even just a touch below. Going into tomorrow, after a chilly start, it's a mostly sunny, pleasant day, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 62. Tomorrow night, there's a cold front coming through. This means it will become partly cloudy with a couple of showers possible late, the low 47. Saturday is mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 62, and we'll see clouds increase on Sunday with a high near 60. Could be a couple of showers as we go through Sunday night, but ultimately Monday is cloudy, breezy with just a brief shower or two and a high near 74. We will stay quite warm heading into Tuesday and Wednesday with highs venturing near 80 degrees. And of course, that warm pattern is part of spring. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, on Wall Street, the Dow is up 272 points. The Nasdaq's ahead 149, and the S&P is up 37. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Eat it up, the hard-fought Yard Goats. Eat it up.
The Yard Goats are back at home April 14th for 6 straight games, and we're jam-packed with promotions. We've got Single in the City, Downtown Divorce Party, Jackie Robinson Day, Most Improved Student Night, Irish Night, Fireworks Friday and Saturday, and halfway to Halloween on Sunday. Kids wear costumes to the game and trick-or-treat around the ballpark. Tickets are still available for all games at yardgoatsbaseball.com.
A winning team has great players and coaches with different strengths and expertise, but all with a common goal: to win. A full-service law firm is no different. At BPS Lawyers, we have top legal minds in every specialty: personal injury, business law, family law, criminal defense, and more. Visit any of our 6 offices across Connecticut. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer. You need a full-service law firm. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com. Proud full-service law partner of UConn Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for this ad.
Welcome to Radio Rental. The scariest stories you've ever heard in your life. All told by real people. And off we go.
This wasn't a human being that I saw. There's something here in this house, something not of this world.
There was a woman moving through the hall. I stepped back and I was completely alone.
Radio Rental is available now. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
So I'm going to do something I thought that I needed to do a couple of years ago when I first got here at WTIC. And I knew what kind of show I wanted to do, but I was so sort of conflicted about whether or not WTIC wanted me to do a particular kind of show. So I'm telling you a little inside baseball here and like my own deliberations about how I was going to do this show. I knew what I wanted to do, but I was always concerned about, they got a certain way to do things, and, maybe I shouldn't rock the boat and come in and just, be a barn, buster or all that other stuff. But I came into my own, and I think that I've really figured it out. I have my own template on how I do the show, and I'm comfortable with it. And I think it works. You guys have sort of been very emblematic of how the show's working, and I really appreciate that. But very early when I was doing this show, I really wanted it to be phone driven, your phone calls. But I understand the audience is limited here. It's a very small niche audience, and the phone calls can sometimes get away from you in a sense of, it's a lot of the same people over and over again. The audience tends to not like that because it seems repetitive. And you folks have been understanding of that in a lot of ways. And I hope that I really do, again, appreciate that you've been understanding of that. But I want to talk about this because this really does rely on your input. And if you're new, I really want to hear from you because this is important to you. And it is probably a frustration of yours, and I noticed it. And Roseanne brought it up last night in Coventry, I have to say that correctly, Coventry at the event there. And Roseanne is not one of the muckety mucks. She is just learning she's learning the circles of very affluent people of the Northeast. She lives south of Washington, but she's a military gal. She did not do the Washington speak or the political speak. She is, again, very new to this. So when she goes to these events and she sees them, she looks at them with a brand new scope, if you will. And she said something to me last night at the Coventry event. She said, do you ever notice that it seems like the same people are at all of these events? And I looked at her and I said, I recognize some of the faces here. And she goes, yeah. She goes, I'm new here and I don't go to all of them, but I'm even recognizing some of the people here. It's almost like all of the events we go to, some of the same faces are there. And I go, that's observant of you, Roseanne. I thought about it this morning. Because I see the post, because some of them tag me in them, but I see the post from a lot of the people who follow me and I follow, and the complaint and frustration is always the same. They feel like they are not being spoken to, especially on the Connecticut GOP side. And this is an important thing to notice. And I say this because I know a lot of the power brokers, the people who are involved in Connecticut politics, they listen to this show, and I appreciate them too. There are people, and I don't know if they pay attention to them. Maybe they dismiss them. Maybe they find them to be annoying. Get it? I can totally see that. But these people do have a point. There's an even ground here. You can go 50-50. You can say, Mark, he's a pain in the behind. Mark in West Hartford, that is. You can say, Mark in West Hartford is a pain in the behind. But you have to be fair-minded and say, does he have a point, though? Because I would never, and I said this, remember when I said this about Jonathan DeBarros, right? You can hate everything about his tactic, his style, everything about it. But you have to ask yourself, does he have a point? Can I listen to him objectively and say, you know what? I can find something in that. And do you care to? Because I kind of feel like if I want to win, I've got to listen to I want all the voices, just like we say in business. I want all the money. I don't just want this side's money or that people's money. I want all the money. Well, as far as the ideas are concerned, I want all of them, right? I would think that. And tell me if I'm crazy, because I know there's some people, and they always stop me and they say the same thing. Dude, it's just common sense. That's what I love about your show. It is common sense. You don't have to like the guy. It ain't about that. None of these guys that I talk to, none of these folks online, does it sound like they are dying to be liked? No. If you listen to them, most of them go scorched earth on the Connecticut GOP. And their frustration is palpable. I sometimes look at them and I go, geez. Listen to me. I am a flamethrower, ladies and gentlemen. But I read some of the comments that these guys put online and I go, I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably wouldn't have said that. But I get them. I totally understand them. I can look at that and go, pay attention to the frustration. Where's it coming from? Is there a theme? Guess what? There is. And as Roseanne pointed out last night, it seems like people are talking to the same individuals over and over again. They do not feel included in this. They are not being inspired to vote for you, campaign for you, to push your names. Now, I don't know. Some of them, I noticed a particular individual got blocked by a campaign or a person running in the GOP. I saw that earlier today. And I went, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have. You got to have a thicker skin. But, sometimes you have to. It just true. I've got someone who's online right now who's so upset at me about my interview with Gwen Samuel, but she was nice enough, and I want to give her props. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she wants to be put out there like that. You might see her on X. But, she had the courtesy to say, Reese, I love you. It doesn't mean I don't love you, but I didn't like the person you had on yesterday. And for this, that, and a third reason. And I sent them a private message. I was like, okay, I totally get that. Okay, but this is my point of view, and this is where I'm coming from. But that's okay. Again, as Joey likes to say, I'm not pizza, right? I can't please everybody. So, but I get that. That criticism is valuable to me. And I totally like the way it was done. It was respectful. Dude, I love you. But that person you had on, this is the reason why I don't think you should platform her on this. Right? And it, again, works. I get some messages from some people. When I had A.J. Johnson here, somebody sent me a message saying I wanted to hear more from A.J. Johnson. A.J. Johnson didn't say anything that Al Sharpton hasn't said to you for 25 years. A.J. Johnson is cookie cutter. That man is copy and paste civil rights. The young man is in his, 40s, late 40s, early 50s? And he didn't even know the difference between Republican or conservative and didn't understand that there was a separation or distinction. But claims anything and everything about politics. Who needed him to speak? His objective to be on this show was for him to listen to a voice other than those in his echo chamber. You didn't get that because it ain't your show. It's mine. And I set the tone. But it doesn't mean I didn't read it. And it doesn't mean I didn't respond. And I did. I responded to the person and their criticism. Does it bother me? Does it annoy me? Sure it does. Who doesn't? I got an ego like anybody else. But those of you in the party, yes, I get it. It's the same old voices over and over again. But here's what I would take into consideration. Are they still complaining about the same thing? I'd look into that. If the same thing is ailing the same people over and over again, I'd look into that. You have to. What's our biggest complaint about the opposing view? What's the complaint about the other side? Right? An 80-20 issue. They still, no matter what the polling data says, no matter what the elections say, they still keep going with the 20. Right? And they never learn their lesson. And here we are. Sure, they are people who can be a little harsh at times. But I never hear anybody talking about how can I bring them into the fold. I've got a person who, and I'm telling tales out of school. I won't say who it is because I don't want, this is private. I've got a person who says to me all the time, and Mark, don't flip out. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but I go back to Mark in West Hartford because you guys know him and you recognize him as a voice online and here in Connecticut, a guy who's really pushing the envelope to get change and holding leaders and powerful people to account. That's what I love that about him. That's why I consider him a friend. But there's somebody that I know that always says, like, that guy, he's just so abrasive, and he's just, he can't stand anybody. He's a jerk, a rabble rouser, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how you deal with him. And my response to him is, he's a voice, and he knows what he's talking about. I don't care about his style. I have no control over that. I said, I bring him into the fold is because I can find value in him. As we all should. You have to find value in that. And the GOP in this state needs to work better at that. And start going to the places that these people dwell. Start talking to them. The People's Lobby is another guy, another voice online. He wants candidates to do an X forum online, where average people can go online and speak to the candidates. He is lobbying for that hard. No pun intended. But go find him online, the People's Lobby. I met the man personally, his wife and his daughter, at an event. He's a good guy. He is a blue-collar guy, and he gives a damn, and he is everywhere, and he is fighting hard. Why? Because he is a family man, and he cares about his daughter's future. But he is the one out there saying, we need to do this. So somebody should take him up on it. And it's one day. One day, everybody get on X, ask questions. You could do it for an hour. You could do it for 2 hours. But if you really want people's votes, you have to inspire them. And again, nothing against the events that are all over the place. That's great that they're doing them. The Young Republicans, Grassroots Eats. Everyone who is, doing what they can, the fundraising and the getting out the word, love it. Supporting Republican candidates as they spoke up yesterday. It's like, we need to win and we need to coalesce. Totally agree. But that means we need a united front, and that means everybody, even those who are, I would say, kind of hard-nosed, maybe a little critical. Maybe listen to those voices. Find out if they're reasonable or unreasonable. And even if they are unreasonable, in my view, even if they are unreasonable, glean something from that. You've got to. You got to look at it like a sponge. Squeeze that sponge and get anything you can out of them. And let them know that, hey, okay, listen, you know what? I know you don't like what we're doing. Please tell me what I can do better. And when you put them on the spot, and I'm dead serious, when you put them on the spot, then you can find out if they thought about it, if they're thoughtful, or they're just complaining. But you got to do it. And when they see that, and I'm telling you, I've seen this tons and tons of times, even with people on the left. When we did the event at Between Rounds, there was a man who went all the way to Between Rounds to see the live event, and he's on the left. He made it clear that he doesn't agree with me, but he loves the show. And you know what I asked him? Please tell me what you love about the show. Of course I want to know. He takes the time to listen to the program. Donald, that guy can't stop calling me a sellout Negro. But he listens every day. Sometimes I call him on his phone just to argue with him, to listen to his point of view, to find out what are the things that make him tick, squeezing that sponge. I don't dismiss those people. I can't. Neither should you. As I tell people all the time, call this a recipe for winning. But I just ask all of you, tell me where I'm wrong here. Tell me where I'm completely out of sorts. Right? That I'm not, Reese, you don't know what it's like. Do I? Do I not? Ask yourself if you ever tried. And guess what? If it fails, so what? That's the whole deal. If it turns out that you don't win them over, you put the effort in. You think it's a waste of time? I don't. Every moment is valuable. And if you're listening, not arguing, if you're listening, right? Even if they're, again, completely deranged in what they believe, if you're listening, if you're thoughtfully listening, you'll gain something out of it. I don't see how you couldn't. I don't see how you couldn't. And trust me, I've talked to a bunch of people right here on this show from all angles, and I just go, ugh. People said to me, it's like, hey, how did that go? I go, it was a lot, but I learned some things. And I do. So I want to hear from you. You can go in the chat room, go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. We're on Facebook and on X and on YouTube. Where would you like to see these candidates? Let's share it with them. Let's find out the places, the venues, the churches, the elk lodges, the VFWs. Where can they go? Where can they stomp the yard and go out and meet with average folks? They need to be there. You guys remember at the, what do you call it, at the Salvation Army holiday store. What did I tell them? You guys better get out there. So I told Ryan Fazio and Aaron Stewart, you got to get out there. That is something that the people care about here in Connecticut. And if you want to see those people, if you want to meet with those people, if you want to reach out and shake their hands and listen to them and their concerns about the things, you want to find out who these people are, you got to go where the audience is. It's not so much about just wooing them or just showing your face and saying, see, you showed up. No, go out there. Touch every one of them in a meaningful way. Let them know that you care about their opinions, because that's all they want. Why do you think more and more people step away from voting? Why do you think people, especially with Republicans, are not showing up? Because they don't feel like they're heard. They don't feel like their message is resonating with you. You're not going to get them out if you don't go out for them. Just not. And I know you know that. This is not rocket science. It's not. And it's not. This is not going to be done through mailers. This is not going to be done with online ads or commercials. It's not. It's not going to happen. People, they love a movement. That's the thing. They love a movement. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's like, you know, I hear people talking about a revolution. I think Betsy was saying that at the event 2 nights ago, saying that there needs to be a revolution. I agree with her. There does need to be a revolution. But you don't get soldiers in that revolution if you don't go out there and recruit them. You got to go out there and recruit. That's all I'm saying. That's my diatribe. When we come back, Lamont hates small business, and we have the proof. And this is the reason why we can't keep this guy. We can't allow this guy to stay in office. We got to vote him out. He's got to go. We'll talk about that and much, much more when we return. This Reese on the radio.
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's Ned.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
Talk is cheap, Ned, but you know what's not? Our electric bills. Aaron Stewart is the no BS candidate for governor. Aaron knows that 1, Connecticut exports 1/3 of the energy we generate, while we pay the highest prices in New England. That's BS. 2, the Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill, the public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3, Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas, so he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Aaron Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Aaron4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Aaron for Connecticut, Valerie Marino Treasurer.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning. During every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080. There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We'll have sunshine for the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s. We got that elevated risk for brush fires, too, because it's been so dry and the breezy conditions as well. So bear that in mind if you happen to be out. Forecast details coming up. First Lady Melania Trump is speaking out about the Epstein case.
It was an unexpected statement from the First Lady.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end.
Speaking at the White House, Melania Trump said she wanted to set the record straight, saying Epstein did not introduce her to Trump. She also said the victims of Epstein's sex crimes deserve their due.
I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
Adding it is time to uncover the truth.
That's correspondent Linda Kenyon at the White House. One person died in a crash this morning in Norwich. Police say the crash occurred between a vehicle and a heavy-duty wrecker a little after 8 or so on West Thames Street. Female victim taken to Bacchus Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Her name has not been released and that investigation is ongoing. More details released regarding circumstances surrounding the death of an Enfield girl last month. A search warrant of the Elm Street home where Eve Rogers lived and was found on March 18th suggests a 12-year-old had been dead for some time when she was found unresponsive in her room. The warrant says Eve was naked from the waist down, covered in a blanket, and there was probable cause to believe evidence of the crimes of murder, sexual assault, and risk of injury. Eve's stepfather, Anthony Federline, was in court this week on sexual assault and other charges. He has not been charged in her death. Crews in Manchester have been working to repair a water main break in the area of Middle Turnpike. Those who need water can go to the bottling station on Spring Street. And the Artemis II astronauts tidying up the lunar cruiser for Friday's Fireball return to Earth. They're also reflecting on their historic journey around the moon, describing it as surreal and profound. The 3 Americans and 1 Canadian are now under 150,000 miles from home. Humanity's first lunar explorers in more than half a century. They set a new distance record during Monday's lunar flyby. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's the forecast.
The rest of today, just a few clouds, some gusty winds, and with the low humidity, there is an elevated fire risk. High of 57. Tonight, mainly clear with a low of 36. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny, pleasant, a little breezy with a high of 62. As we head into tomorrow night, there's a cold front coming through, which leads to a few clouds and a couple of showers late, a low of 47. Saturday is mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 62. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's up 329 points. NASDAQ's ahead 183 and the S&P's up 46. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Sony is hiking prices for its PlayStation 5 gaming console as the company looks to offset soaring memory prices. Sony says the standard and digital versions of the PlayStation will rise by $100. The Pro Edition will go up by $150, and the Portal handheld device goes up by $50. There is a shortage of memory chips resulting from AI demand, and that's pressuring prices for PCs and video game consoles. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Join the Hartford Symphony Orchestra April 10th through the 12th and experience Brahms' Third at the Bushnell in Hartford. From the dramatic power of Berlioz' King Lear Overture to the electrifying energy of composer and pianist Clarissa Saad performing her own concerto flow, to the sweeping beauty of Brahms' Symphony No. 3, ending in a thrilling finale. Led by music director Carolyn Kwan, This is more than a concert, it's an experience. For tickets, call 860-987-5900 or visit hartfordsymphony.org.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
All right, we are back. Reese on the radio right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Actually, I wanted to talk about this because I promised I would mention it. I've got an issue. I've had a lot of issues with bingo in my life. I have. And I'm going to get the opportunity to redeem myself. I'll tell you a quick story real quick before I get into the Lamont thing. So my ex-wife, Mary, who, by the way, when I posted this on Facebook, she was absolutely laughing her behind off when she learned this. So just to tell you a story, it was, I want to say 2016, maybe 2017. I went to this bingo hall with her. She's a big bingo player. Loves bingo. Mary does. And she was always haranguing me about going, come on, be fun, be fun. We'll win some money, we'll win some money. We won nothing. Anyway, so I played, and you got to do the bingo and all the other, the bunch of cards, and you have the squeegee, the whatever that thing is, little punch. I don't know. I'm sorry. Bingo players, don't be mad. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm there, and I don't understand that the game we're playing is called the Four Corners Bingo. What? The Dabber. Yes, the Dabber. I don't know what the Four Corners Bingo is, and that means you have to get the four corners along with bingo. I didn't know that. I thought I was just supposed to get bingo. I didn't know there was a different kind of game. I didn't understand it. So, in the middle of the game,
I know what you did. You did the most
horrible,
the most unthinkable foul that you can possibly do in bingo.
Yes, I did.
And call bingo when you don't have it.
Yes. Guilty as charged. I did it. And I didn't just do it, Roland. Oh, I did it. It was bingo! Oh, it was horrible. It was humiliating. Bingo!
You lucky you didn't get ushered out of there.
I know. Now, I got angry because, of course, when the guy comes over, he looks at my card and he's like, he ain't got it. And everybody, the old ladies there, oh, did they hiss and moan? It was really mean. I felt like I was high school bullied in that moment. Bingo!
Yeah, you don't play around with that.
I know. I felt awful. So, folks, I'm getting an opportunity to redeem myself.
Uh-oh.
I will not be playing bingo, but I will be calling bingo numbers. That's right.
And let me give you a bit of advice when you're calling your bingo numbers.
Yes, sir.
You have to fluctuate your voice.
I have to make it very clear. So, I-17. Like that?
Yeah, and you have to add a little character to it, too.
Okay.
I-17.
Okay, I got to do it like that.
49. You have to do
Okay, so I have to do a little inflection.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the annual Bingo for Autism is an event to benefit Camp John Nurdin, Camp John J. Nurdin, to be exact, on April 26th. I will be calling numbers at that event for the annual Bingo for Autism, again, on April 26th from 1 o'clock till 5 p.m. When I posted it on my Facebook page, I was like, I got to see this. And I know my ex-wife, Mary, is saying, I wish I could see this. She told me, make sure you film it. So that I'm getting to redeem myself. I will be calling bingo numbers at that event. Bingo for Autism to benefit Camp John J. Nurdin. And I want to thank Matt Sorois for inviting me to come down and do it. So there's a door prize and tickets that you can pay for. The adults and the kids can come in, and there's a family of 4-pack. So please find out where it is. Again, it is the Bingo for Autism to benefit Camp John J. Nurdin on April 26th between 1 and 5 p.m. I can't wait to do that. Also, make sure you go to WTIC.com so you can join us for the WTIC News Talk 1080 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination, which happens on April 30th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut. Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut. You don't want to miss it there. The debate will be live on air, but if you'd like to be there, all you have to do is go to WTIC.com. That's WTIC.com. You click on more, then click on contest, and you can fill it out. There are 60 winners that will win a pair of tickets to the event, and it is WTIC's 1080 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate, and it's sponsored by AARP. I hope that you will join us, and I can't wait to see you there. Calling bingo. Bingo! They hated me for that. They did. I deserved it. It was like a real boo. Boo, get him out of here. And I couldn't say anything back because they are elderly women. I couldn't do anything. I would have had to take those lumps. Would have had to. I totally would have. I would have had to have taken those lumps. Let me read. Aaron B. wrote in the chat room about Republican candidates and the GOP reaching out to, everyone else. I know these events and these dinners, they're great, but a lot of people feel left out in all of these. And my question was, what could they do to reach out to you? Aaron B's got a great post here in the chat room. He says, on your point about Republican candidates, during the public testimony fiasco, Ryan Fazio was present and available during the whole day into the night. Aaron says, I got to speak with him at 12:15 in the morning while they were shutting down the public health hearing. He said, I heard Aaron Stewart made an appearance for a photo op and Betsy made a similar appearance. Every person at those hearings was a likely primary voter. Fazio made an impression with his presence and accessibility. The others missed a huge opportunity, in Aaron's opinion. And again, that's what I'm talking about when I ask this question. Are you being reached out to? And my question, of course, to the Connecticut GOP. Are you taking advantage of these? Are you just, as usual, fed up with the constant complaining or the same complaints? And I'm asking whether or not you're taking them into consideration, because if they are repeating the same issues, then we have to look at them. And that's how we're productive. If we're going to keep looking, I mean, I would say dismiss them at your peril and then lose. And what do you think that those naysayers or those critics are going to say? It's because you didn't listen to us. Don't give them that opportunity. Let's go to Bob in Waterbury real quick. Hold on, Bob. Let me get your thing up here. Hey, Bob, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Reese? Nice to talk to you today.
You too, sir.
Hey, I know this is a general question. I know Trump would never come here, but do you think it would do as the Republicans if we ever had like Vance or just somebody come here to show our Republicans that actually care?
It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be done. You're 100% right. It's got to be done. There must be a national attention on the election for several reasons.
Every state.
Yeah.
Not only the big states. I mean, Connecticut is pretty much older than I'm pretty sure 37 other states. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
So,
This is an important election. Let me tell you why, Bob, and why you're right over the target on this one. Right? It was just recently we saw an interview that Larry Kudlow had with the president. Larry Kudlow lives in Connecticut, and he was complaining about the election process here in the state, saying that you don't need a photo ID. You can come in with a credit card and use that as your ID. And Donald Trump said, President Donald Trump said, yes, it's incredibly corrupt there. He made a sly little comment about Richard Blumenthal and how that guy can get elected. Putting that kind of spotlight on Connecticut is important. That, again, it gets people to say, okay, the president of the United States or the federal government has got an eye on us, and they're saying we need to do something to rally support. If they feel ignored, which was a part of my whole diatribe a moment ago, they are not going to show up. They need to be energized.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And a lot of other smaller states will say, wow, look what Connecticut got. So, I mean, we were part of the 13 colonies, I mean.
Yeah.
You're going to listen. You're there because we voted you in.
Right.
Isn't that why we threw the tea bags in and everything and we left England? We left because of tyranny.
Yeah.
And we're the ones that vote you in. It's not you that are helping us out.
Yeah, it's an important thing to note that, especially in Connecticut, I think one of the things that we can run on, and Bob, tell me if you agree with this as well, we have a state that has been holding a bunch of these so-called No Kings rallies as, a testament to the national effort, right, of these No King rallies, while we sit in a supermajority Democrat established, I guess.
You mean kings?
Yeah, exactly. Who are ramming legislation down our throat with impunity and screaming about no kings. How is that not a rallying cry?
Reese, I'm 65 years old, and I've been into politics probably about 30 years.
Okay.
And when we first moved from Rhode Island to Connecticut when I was like 5 years old, which is obviously further than that.
Wow, you might as well be born here.
People couldn't get into Connecticut quick enough.
Yeah.
And now they can't get out.
I know.
Many times for the last 25, 30 years, I've been I vote Republican. I vote all the time, and I'm going, they're not going to win. They're going to lose by 80%. And it always happens.
I would say
after listening to you, listening to you in the last couple of months has made me get reinvigorated into getting more involved, I think.
You know what? That, and again, I totally appreciate the kudos, but guess what? That's the kind of accolades I want. I want to hear more of that we are now energized. I hope that's my only effort here is to get everybody just as gung-ho about this.
I've been so sick of it. You go to vote, and the next day read the results in the newspaper. your guy loses by 87%. And I got the I vote stickers. I got a whole bunch of them on my kitchen wall. But after a while, but in the since you've been on the radio, let's shoot for something, and let's get a federal. Trump ain't coming. How about Vance whipping through?
Yeah, like I said, anyone, trust me when I tell you, my team is working hard to get national attention from the federal government to come on this show because it's important. I think it's important. I need to make it important to them. So I'm doing my best. Okay? I promise you I'll do that, sir. You got it.
Hey, you got me back into it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad to have you here. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views, and I'll take some more of your phone calls, so stand by for that when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let's get to the phones. Everett is calling in East Hartford. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back.
Hello. Good to talk to you. Yeah, about this voting thing. One of the things I've noticed, and I don't know how to motivate people, is so many people fail to even show up.
Yeah.
And when you fail to show up, you're giving up. You're capitulating.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and then you say, oh, well, it doesn't do any good. Well, if you didn't try, how do you know it doesn't do any good?
Yeah. Yes. There is the not joining the process, but then complaining that it does no good. I get what you're saying, like sort of the weird position you have to be in to say, how do I motivate a person to make them believe that their vote does make a difference when they think that it doesn't? Like, how am I going to, square that circle for them?
Yeah, I mean, my personal experience is about 10 years ago, I ran for constable in the town of East Hartford.
Okay.
I won. I went through a recount. I won by 13 votes.
Wow.
So every vote counts.
Yeah. I think that's what you have to, maybe that, you know what, that's the reason why you use that as an anecdote, Everett, is the reason why you should use it. If you can show someone that, it's just like, you know, if somebody will look at that and say, well, yeah, that's just a small in-town vote. And you go, all politics are local, my friend. You know?
Well, here's another thing, too. It has to deal with the same thing of people not showing up.
Right.
In our town charter, if there's something on the referendum to be voted on, and it gets voted down, everybody said no that showed up to vote. But less than 20% of registered voters do not show up.
Yeah.
They can override it.
Wow.
So the library in the town of East Hartford that got rebuilt, that's how it got rebuilt, because nobody showed up to stop it.
Wow.
Less than 20%, 19 point whatever percent was. Less than the 20, guess what?
It's almost like the vote doesn't count.
And the vote don't count, we're doing it. So
Wow.
nobody showed up, and they got to do whatever they wanted.
Wow. Damn. But listen, I will tell you, use that anecdote about you winning by 13 votes to explain to them that sometimes the vote is that simple. And I said, when I started telling people that Mayor Arunin won the election, again, 63,000 registered voters in Hartford, and he won with only 4,700 votes. When my wife heard that and she said, hell, we should run next term in Hartford. And I'm like, 47, I can do that in my sleep and get 5,000 people to vote. And I can, trust me, I've done it. It is easy to get done. The guy had a cakewalk because nobody cared to contest him. Whoever his opponent was, he did not. He should have been able to do that with a team of 50 people and beat Arunin. 50 people.
Yeah. Hey, I got something to lighten up your day real quick.
What's that?
I had somebody tell me the other day that what I said offended them. My reply was, the best defense is a good offense.
That's actually a pretty good line. I like that. Thank you, man.
Have a good one.
You got it. Let's see if I can go. Oh, Doc, I'm going to cut you too fast, Rob. Stand by. I'll get to you. I promise. After we come back from the top of the hour, because I got to get into some more news and views, and I got to talk about this Lamont thing with the small businesses he's trying to tout. It's like he doesn't even know the numbers are there. His team is killing it. They're killing it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Stand by. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic, of course. Mark Christopher is here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. If you're southbound 91, delays 33 down to 32 A&B. A little slowdown by exit 28. Again, a little tight traffic as you move 19 to 18 in Meriden. Looks good northbound 91, westbound 84 slowing, approaching the Bulky Bridge out to 47. Sigourney Street 84 eastbound is bunching up now. 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulky Bridge. 2 westbound's a little slow as you merge to the 84 west and East Hartford. 291 eastbound's a little tight off of I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 9 northbound Middletown slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound's a little tight by 18 again as you move down the big hill toward the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 Waterbury slowing 23. It's sluggish into the Mixmaster. 95 South New Haven tight 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Just a few clouds out there with some gusty winds and the low humidity. Do watch for an elevated fire threat. We're coming down from a high in the mid-50s, and tonight we stay mainly clear with a low of 36. Some of our outlying areas, though, will fall to near freezing or maybe even just a touch below. Going into tomorrow, after a chilly start, it's a mostly sunny, pleasant day, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 62. Tomorrow night, there's a cold front coming through. This means that it will become partly cloudy with a couple of showers possible late, the low 47. Saturday is mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 62, and we'll see clouds increase on Sunday with a high near 60. Could be a couple of showers as we go through Sunday night, but ultimately Monday is cloudy, breezy with just a brief shower or two and a high near 74. We will stay quite warm heading into Tuesday and Wednesday with highs venturing near 80 degrees. And of course, that warm pattern is part of spring. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
4 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. In a statement, First Lady Melania Trump says the truth about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes will only come out after his victims are allowed to testify before Congress.
Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes.
Trump making the statement from the White House earlier this afternoon. Enfield police seized pills and electronics in their initial search after the mother of 12-year-old Eve Rogers was found the girl dead in her bedroom last month. A search warrant has been released, as WTIC's Dave Mager reports.
Enfield detectives told the judge they had probable cause to believe evidence of murder and sexual assault would be found in the Elm Street home. Police say Eve was found naked from the waist down, and there were 2 pills on the ground near the bedroom door. They also seized a bottle of prescription amphetamine salts. It's not clear who they were prescribed to. They also seized a cell phone, a laptop, and a tablet. The cause of death has not been released, but autopsy results show the girl was sexually assaulted. Her stepfather, Anthony Federline, is charged with sexual assault, but has not been charged in her death. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
President Trump is threatening Iran as Israel ups the ante with its strikes on Lebanon and casts a doubt on the ceasefire and upcoming talks.
The situation is a little bit unsettled, especially now that the Iranians are threatening, at least publicly, not to show up if Israel continues to strike Lebanon. So it is a good sign that Israel's prime minister is now saying that he wants to negotiate with Lebanon, but that's not the same thing as what the Iranians are calling for, which is confirmation that Israel is no longer going to be striking Lebanon.
It's correspondent Nancy Cortez at the White House. Group of Democratic lawmakers gathered at the Capitol today to urge their colleagues to return to Washington to take a vote on an Iran war resolution. Among them, Congresswoman Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania.
Saying to the Speaker of the House, have us back in session so that we would live up to our constitutional responsibilities. Article 1, Section 8. It is Congress who can declare war. It is not a self-serving president.
The vote will end up going nowhere ultimately. Over $1.5 million is being made available to 12 food banks and nonprofits to purchase food to distribute to those most in need in Connecticut. State officials made the announcement today at River Ridge Farm in Portland. Co-owner Dakota Rudolph Eastman.
It is just a win-win, right? We're getting food directly to our friends and neighbors who might need it, and food insecure populations in the state.
Farmers and state officials are calling it a win-win, with the program increasing access to healthy food while supporting state farm operations. The funds are being made available through the Department of Agriculture's Local Food Purchase Assistance Grant Program. And when is an octopus not an octopus? Allison Keyes gets to the bottom of that.
There's no stopping the blob.
That's what University of Reading zoologist Thomas Clements is calling a 300-million-year-old sea creature thought to be the world's oldest octopus. But even though the creature, about the size of a human hand, looks a bit like one, it turns out that it's actually a fossil nautilus. Scientists looked inside of the fossil rock and discovered that it has too many teeth to be an octopus. It's a relative of a cephalopod, which has both tentacles and a shell. The next oldest known actual octopus is a youngster at just 90 million years old. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Dow up 275 points, NASDAQ up 187, and the S&P up 41. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and for your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impact it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. He's on the radio. One time, he's on the radio. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. We never finish 'cause the party don't stop. The way we consider politics, we on top. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio.
All right, we're back. Reese on Radio. Second half of the program is underway. When we come back, Negro Nonsense, You Be Illin', music news, and of course, new music from Reese on the Radio records and tapes. We'll get into all of that as well. By the way, I just want to say that Matty O and Eric Unfiltered both said the same thing and sent me the same message. Apparently on the show, what is it called? Practical Jokers? Impractical Jokers on True TV. Apparently they did a bit at Foxwoods where one of the members of Impractical Jokers had to sit in a bingo hall or a bingo game and yell bingo whenever they told him to. What's worse about this one is this son of a gun stood up holding his ticket in the air. Roland, what makes this thing really, really bad is that not only is he forced, he's being forced to stand up with the ticket in his hand. An usher comes over and scans his ticket, which then his ticket goes on the screen, the big screen, for everybody there to see. I only saw 2 minutes of it, and I'm already sweating for the guy. I was not that bad. I really thought I won. I was excited. I didn't know. Bingo! It was more like bing no. That's what it was. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Bingo! I made that silly mistake. You ever play that bingo at all?
Bingo, yeah, a couple times.
Have
yeah.
you? Did you ever win?
Yeah.
Did you? How did you say?
You know what? Matt Royce has a fundraiser.
I know.
For autism.
That's what started this. I'm actually going to be calling numbers.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun over there. They do a great job.
Yeah.
And I've won a couple times during that. So
you did.
Yeah, it's a fun event. It really is.
I will not be playing because I do not want to embarrass myself. I have once is enough. Bingo! They want to kill me.
Oh man, yeah, those people take it serious. You don't want to mess around. So
no, I thought it was just a game. Again,
no,
naivete. What do you expect? I told you I don't know what I'm doing.
Highly competitive. Don't mess around with those people. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese, westbound side of 84, you've got delays now as you approach the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound slowing. About a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Northbound 91's a little slow, 25, 26. If you're traveling Route 291 eastbound, you're a little slow over the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbounds, tight 1D up to the 84 West merge. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragodi Bridge. 9 northbound slowing in Berlin, 32 up to 34 New Britain. And if you're heading into Waterbury, eastbound 84 tight by 18. Westbound 84 is a little tight as you move up from 23 up to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 Cheshire slowing 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We head into tonight mainly clear with a low of 36. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and pleasant. Keeping it breezy in the afternoon, though, with a high of 62. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. A couple of showers working their way on through late. This is part of a cold front moving through the area. The low is 47. And as we get into Saturday, we'll be mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 62. Clouds increase on Sunday, but we still make it to a high of 60 degrees. And then by Monday, we'll be cloudy, breezy with a brief shower or two and a high near 74. Right now, it's 54 in New Britain, 57 in Bloomfield, and 54 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I just realized the time. Okay, all right. Like I don't know what time it is. So Ned Lamont is running a campaign online. And I think, do I have it here? I think I have a photograph of it to put on here. Where he's talking about his efforts to help small businesses in the state. Let's see if I can read it and blow it up here. It says, quote, anything that we can do to help out a small company that's trying to create something innovative, that's what we want to do. We want to keep manufacturing and innovation going in this state. And that's the ad that he is running around bragging that we want to do. That's what Lamont's campaign says he wants to do. So what does it really mean? It sounds like if you want to start a business, Connecticut is the place to go or the place to be. But the truth is, and this is backed according to most data and business surveys, Connecticut under Lamont and long-term Democrat control remains one of the worst states to start or run a small business. Small businesses are 99.4% of Connecticut's businesses and employ 48% of workers. But the environment makes formation growth and survival brutally hard. Connecticut ranks 47th out of the 50 states as the worst place to start a business. That's according to Wallet Hub's 2026 study. Dead last or near dead last in small business growth. Labor cost, office space affordability, and cost of living. Only Rhode Island and Hawaii and Maryland are worse. Small business formations is anemic compared to red states with lower burdens. Do you know what Lamont is doing now? Try this. He raised the minimum wage, right? He's bragging about that. Says, we raised the minimum wage. Who does that affect the most? Small businesses. And how do small businesses respond? Especially at entry-level positions. How do they respond? Well, they usually go AI or computer, kiosk, things like that. Well, now Lamont, what does he want to do? Because, again, it's the small business that can't afford the new higher minimum wage. To be cost-effective, go to computers, go to kiosks, go to AI. Lamont wants to, that's right, tax them for it. Take the minimum wage or else. We're going to find a way to get that money anyway. Now, how is that working for small businesses, and how do you not make that connect? Let me tell you how. It's simple. Lamont's not running this campaign. I'm sorry, he's just not. He's not running this office. He's not running this campaign. He is not a businessman. He is an absentee landlord. That's what he is. He is. And why? We know that whoever's running his office is either not business savvy or hates small business. There's just no way. You can't say, you can't tout. And again, we're talking about this ad went up, yesterday? This piece that he put on social media went yesterday. Today, in the newspaper, use AI, penalty. Who do you think is going to use AI? If you're a small business and you raise the minimum wage, how do you not know that? How do you not make the connection? It's everywhere. There's article after article. Who here believes that Ned Lamont, if he is of sound mind, doesn't read every business journal, every business newspaper or article out there? He's on Bloomberg all the time. He's got friends at the place. I mean, that is Business Central, Bloomberg, one of the most successful business organizations and media outfits out there. You're going to sit up here and tell me that this guy doesn't read the tea leaves? That he doesn't know that punishing AI and punishing innovation is one of the things that is going to kill small businesses that can't afford the minimum wage hikes? Everywhere's doing it. And when I say small businesses, and this is what he doesn't understand, McDonald's is not big corporate. That is a franchisee. That's a small business. For those of you who don't get that, I know you're looking at McDonald's and you're saying to yourself, "Whoa, that's a big business." No, it's not. No, it is not. That is a small business. All of them are. Every time you see one of these places, that is a small business. And if they try to computerize as they rent, again, these are entry-level jobs. They never turn out. People get fired. What did we lose? I think in California, as soon as Governor Newsom raised the minimum wage on delivery drivers to $20 an hour, I think in less than 6 months, they lost over 1,800 delivery drivers. 1,800 fired right off the bat. I don't even think it took 6 months. So I don't understand that. Betsy gets on my case about this, that, every time she's here and I say, he's supposed to be a businessman. Why does he understand it? She's like, he's not a businessman. He's a trust fund baby. I don't want to get into that. I don't care about any of that. I would think his wife owns a business. I'm pretty sure that conversation has come up. Business tax climate is still 47th, the worst in America. Tax Foundation for 10 straight years says that. The highest property taxes in the nation, 50th. Minimum wage keeps climbing, now $16.94. Why didn't he just make it $17? Why nickel and dime everybody? Lamont signed the 2019 law that indexes to get higher every year. Small business owners say it forces price hikes, staff cuts, and automation. And again, as I just said, what do? They want to punish you for automation, which again is the natural progression of things. The energy costs are killing them. Third highest electric rates in the country. Small businesses, restaurants, shops, manufacturers. You know the drill. We've seen the Eversource bills, folks. Regulatory overload. According to a 2025 survey, most small firms, 45% say labor policies, paid sick leave. That's their number one burden. Another 23% cite health insurance mandates and costs. Occupational licensing and red tape add friction. 12% plus have considered or are actively planning to move or expand out of state. It's either he doesn't like small business or he doesn't understand, or his campaign doesn't understand how small businesses work. It's insane, but it's crazy. Let's go to Ted in Canton. How you doing, big guy?
I'm doing fine. I'm calling in response to your caller just before the top of the hour about voting.
Yes, go ahead. Sure.
We live in a representative republic. We have a whole bunch of rights. But with those come responsibility.
Yes, sir.
As a citizen, it is our responsibility to show up.
Yeah.
You can vote none of the above if you want.
Yeah.
But at least show the expletive deleted up.
No, that's important.
Because if you don't, you're part of the problem. So either be part of the solution or shut up.
I agree. I used to have an old mandate, Ted, back in the days. Well, I would say if you didn't vote and don't vote, don't call my show because I'm not hearing your complaints. You did nothing. I used to do that. I used to literally have a litmus test. Did you vote in the last election? Nah. All right, well, I'm not taking your call. Goodbye. Like, you didn't help.
Yeah, or hurt, whichever. You just were vacant.
Yeah.
But if we want change, we need to take action.
Mm-hmm.
And the action that we can take is to show up and vote for somebody who we believe can do the best job.
Yeah, I'm trying, like I said, even the people who I talked about earlier, Ted, that I said some of these individuals who are very, very harsh on the Connecticut GOP, you know, guys like Ben Proto or Aaron Stewart or even Ryan Fazio or Betsy McCoy, I do always speak to them because sometimes I'm always saying, it's like, well, wait a minute, man. I hope you're not going to vote for the other guy. And I'm just like, you know, they always tell me, it's like, no, it's not that, but I need these people to be accountable too. I don't want them to be just like the people we're trying to vote out because then it's worthless. And I go, okay, so are you saying that if they, you know, if they at least understand what your grievance is, that you will vote for them? And it's like, of course, we just want them to, we don't want to know that they're paying attention.
Yes.
So I get both of those sides.
If you want to serve, I want to know that you're going to listen to me as your constituent. Oh, by the way, everybody should have their report cards posted. What bills did they vote for? What bills did they not even show up for?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Who's who? If I elect you and you're supposed to represent me, are you there? Are you doing your job? You're supposed to be a public servant. You're supposed to serve me. I am your boss.
That's right. Yeah, we need to get back to that. Ted, thank
Sorry,
you.
Ted.
I
get excited.
Listen to me. I need that passion, love that passion, want that passion. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the hold.
You're welcome.
You got it. Let's go to Rob in Southington. How you doing, Rob?
Hey, good. Thank you for taking the call. Just a couple things on the minimum wage. With a few big companies leaving Connecticut recently, you know, Macy's and now Stanley, the repercussions of the minimum wage do affect those big companies leaving. So even you're talking about the small businesses, but it does affect the larger corporations as well, because at a certain point, Connecticut just becomes too expensive to live in.
Yeah, indeed.
To hire people, and I guess the other thing is regarding people always say, well, you know, you need a livable wage. Minimum wage is an entry point. It's you know, that's really what it is. That's
supposed to be, yeah.
Designed for. Yeah, so those are just my points.
No, I want to say to you, Rob, before you go anywhere, you know what? I remember this early on, and I know you do. I think we're well into 20, maybe even 30 years of this practice. You and I would go to a fast food joint, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, whatever the case was, and usually we'd see a kid behind the counter. You know, high school kid, maybe a kid doing, like a summer job. What happened, and I don't know when it did, there was this shift. And we had like mothers, single moms, even some dads working inside that place, making a living at the McDonald's because our education sort of results started to shift. We had so many people who weren't graduating from high school who had to join the workforce, and because they didn't have skills, went into entry-level jobs, kicking out those young people.
I agree. I think it's also... in a lot of cases that, some of these positions go unfilled.
Yeah.
And so, maybe somebody that's younger is not necessarily looking for that sort of role, where somebody who definitely needs to work is like, okay, I'll take that job.
Yeah, very true. But, like I said, I can't have a McDonald's position for an individual. Like people keep saying a living wage. I'm like, okay, a living wage for somebody at an entry-level job. We cannot make it a living wage for a family of 4. We cannot turn McDonald's into that. Just can't.
I agree.
It can't, it'll never sustain itself. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you holding on, buddy.
Take care.
You got it. Yeah, it just can't. It doesn't work. And I get even the employers for that matter. It's like, I can't get young people to work. I get that too. Another thing is some of these kids, if they're lucky, some of them become influencers. They don't even need a regular job. Not all of them. But there's no real incentive to work. And I think that's, it's kind of a stigma. I'll tell this. I remember this when I was younger. One of my friends growing up, they told me for years, you got to get a job. And I was staying at like a friend's house, and this is like during my homeless time, and I'll never forget, I got a job at Burger King on Jamaica Avenue. I think the Burger King is still there. And I worked at this Burger King, and I'll never forget, one of my friends walked in, and I was a host. For those of you who know that position, that means you clean the tables and you mop and sweep. That's all, sweep and mop, of course. And I'll never forget, one of my friends walked in, and I'm in my uniform, mopping the floor. And one of my friends screams, "Hey, mop boy!" Humiliated. And I get it. Who wants to be abused like that if you're a teenager? Where your reputation means everything. You don't want to be seen there in that hokey uniform where your friends are going to come in and see you working in there. It's not like the old commercials used to be. "Hey, Calvin." Remember Calvin working at McDonald's when a cute girl comes in? "Hey, Calvin, look, Calvin got a job." It's not like that anymore. Now it's, "Hey, Calvin, you work here? What's wrong with you?" We got to change that up. Got to change it up. People got to feel pride in wearing that uniform and working a job, making something of themselves. It's got to turn that around. And I know that's going to be difficult. It's Big ask. But I just remember that. "Hey, mop boy." Humiliated. It's bad. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's back. He's getting you home. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading in toward the Hartford area right now, westbound side of 84 delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound is tied up a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays from exit 33 down to 32 A and B. You'll see another slowdown as you move down by exit 24, the Silestine Highway exit in Rocky Hill. And again, some slow traffic 19 down to 17 in Meriden. If you're on the northbound side of I-91, you'll see a little slow traffic now as you move between between 35 and 36 in Windsor. Traveling into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slows by 18, and again 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 is tied up 23 in Waterbury to the Mixmaster. Southbound Parkway slowing by exit, that would be exit 50 in Hamden, and again delays 95 southbound from 46 in New Haven down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Just a few clouds out there with some gusty winds and the low humidity. Do watch for an elevated fire threat. We're coming down from a high in the mid-50s, and tonight we stay mainly clear with a low of 36. Some of our outlying areas, though, will fall to near freezing or maybe even just a touch below. Going into tomorrow, after a chilly start, it's a mostly sunny, pleasant day, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 62. Tomorrow night, there's a cold front coming through. This means it will become partly cloudy with a couple of showers possible late, the low 47. Saturday is mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 62, and we'll see clouds increase on Sunday with a high near 60. Could be a couple of showers as we go through Sunday night, but ultimately Monday is cloudy, breezy with just a brief shower or two, and a high near 74. We will stay quite warm heading into Tuesday and Wednesday with highs venturing near 80 degrees. And of course, that warm pattern is part of spring. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Tentative ceasefire in the Iran war under strain due to Israel's bombardment of Lebanon and Tehran's continued control of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran and the U.S. both claimed victory after the ceasefire announcement, but tensions remain high. Talks still on for beginning tomorrow between the two countries. Prime Minister Netanyahu says he authorized direct negotiations with Lebanon aimed at disarming Iran-backed Hezbollah militants and establishing relations between the neighbors. Two countries have technically been at war since Israel was established in 1948. State Department of Agriculture announcing over $1.5 million in grant money for a dozen entities to increase access to locally grown food. The products from local farms will be distributed to nonprofits and food pantries. In the same day he announced his re-election bid, Attorney General William Tong says he is filing a petition to stop the Aquarian water sale, again citing $500 million in costs to ratepayers that was not previously considered. On Wall Street, the Dow picked up 275 points today. The Nasdaq gained 187, and the S&P was up 41. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case costs. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify. including VA benefits.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back, and it's Reese on the radio. That's the name of the show. I was listening, of course, to anyone and everyone on the news, and I wanted to play this clip because I thought it was interesting that for years now, the mainstream media has had a problem with anything that Donald Trump says. And this screaming about the 25th Amendment on Donald Trump because he said he's going to blow Iran to smithereens and destroy civilization. That is somehow just beyond the pale to say that. That just saying it is grounds to impeach him or grounds to remove him from office. How dare he speak? And I'm like, you guys have no problem with death to America? None at all? You have no problem with people screaming death to America right here in the country? You had no issue with it. And I know you're sitting there going, well, he's the president of the United States. Yes, he's dealing with a country that wishes to destroy the country that he has sworn to protect. And he tells them, if you don't get it right, that's it. It's over. But it's just words, right? It's just words. But now apparently words are actions. Who's paying attention? Here's Jake Tapper talking to the Secretary General of NATO, asking him about what do you think about what he said as a whatever.
The entire Iranian civilization. Did that bother you at all as a diplomat?
Well, what I always say when it comes to what leaders are saying, I'm not commenting on everything. What I want you to know is that I support the president, and I know large parts of Europe do when it comes to taking out the capacity of Iran to export chaos to the region, to Europe, to the whole world. They are one of the main enablers of Russia's war effort in Ukraine. We all know this.
Yeah, all the drones.
With the drones, it is an existential threat to Israel if they would get their hands on a nuclear capability. It is great to try to negotiate it away, but we also always knew that with North Korea, it took too long, and then North Korea had its hand on a nuclear, and then you cannot negotiate any longer, and they have that power.
And he makes sense. You're either going to negotiate, and when negotiations don't work, you got to do it with force. What else you got? And again, I don't talk to any of these bozos when they care more about what Donald Trump says. It cannot be that every time you turn around, it's about, he said this. Did you hear what he said? And again, I talked to people at the No Kings rally. That's all they cared about. No one could talk about an action. All they said, did you hear what he said about Greenland? So? Did you hear what he said about Russia? So? He said it. And what? Well, he shouldn't talk like that. Okay? People out here shouldn't be saying 8647, but they do. Well, then when he's not the president of the United States, are you a decent human being? How is it that for some reason his freedom of speech immediately is non-existent because of the position that he holds? If anything, I give them a hell of a lot of latitude as far as his freedom of speech is concerned, because he's got to talk to people who wish to destroy us. I'm going to give him a lot of latitude. I'm going to say, oh, you threaten to destroy them? Please do more. Do more.
It's the one and only Reese on the radio with topical tunes.
On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Turn a little post to a 5-alarm
Yep.
bust like Trump said what? News feed erupt, every single word like the sky going bust. Hey, Trump said what? Talk headline up, pointing at the screen like they calling in a bus, yeah. Trump said what? Can't get enough, say his name once, that's a week-long rush. Wake up, same thing, news spin on the panel, one line, now they treat it like a 5-part channel. He sneezed, breaking, he blinked, shaking, got him camped by the phone, just waiting. Truth post drop, now they pace in the lobby, got 6 experts for a 6-word hobby, zoom in slow-mo. Frame by frame, read lips, read tea leaves, read that name. Every child run loud in the lower third box. World on fire over 10 small thoughts. Man, click, click, ratings rise. They don't blink, they dramatize. Trump said what? Whole room freeze up. Turn a little post to a 5-alarm bus like.
We'll play the rest of it in a minute. Let's get to weather and traffic with Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Traffic Center, BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Well, we have an accident now, and this is in East Hartford, Route 2 eastbound between 2B and 3. It's a crash involving a motorcycle. Only one lane gets by right now. So that's on, once again, the eastbound side of Route 2 in East Hartford. Look for delays just off of I-84 behind that. If you're traveling to westbound, delays 1D up to the 84 West merge. Westbound 84 is slowing as you approach 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound's locked up a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays by exit 36. Again, 33 down to 32 A and B. More slow traffic 28 down to 25 SNN in Weathersfield. If you are heading into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. Waterbury 84 eastbound slowing by 18. Again, some sluggish traffic 26 to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 is tight from exit 22 into the Mixmaster. South on the Parkway, got delays in Hamden approaching 50 down into the West Rock Tunnel. This traffic report is being brought to you by Whittlesey. Whittlesey wants your business to succeed. Whittlesey is more than an accounting firm. They're advocates for your business, delivering a robust set of solutions, including audit, tax, technology, cybersecurity, and advisory services. Learn more at WAdvising.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head into tonight, we stay mainly clear with a low of 36. Keep in mind, a lot of areas outside of town will start to fall below or right near freezing, I should say. Tomorrow, we will be mostly sunny. It's a pleasant day, a little breezy in the afternoon, and a high of 62. Tomorrow night, there's a cold front sliding through, so it's partly cloudy, a couple showers late. The low is 47. Getting into Saturday, we're mostly sunny and breezy, a high of 62, and Sunday, the clouds will increase with a high of 60 degrees. Monday is cloudy for us. There could even be a brief passing shower or two, but we're warming up with a high of 74, and it'll stay warm into Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, it's 56 in Canton, 56 in Manchester, and 54 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. legacybox.com/radio.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I was a little premature there. Roland was like, you shouldn't do that now. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. I got to get it together. It's the Boston Red Sox game set me off. They completely messed up my clock. Like my own clock, I have it. It's regular. Then all of a sudden it goes off, and then I'm messed up again. I need the cues. That's what it is, Roland. It's the cues. When I don't have the cues, I'm screwed up. That's it. I'm a mess. I'm a trained monkey, I tell you. It's like I need the audio cues. I need your cues. Other than that, I'm just messing up. Don't leave it to me. I'll do it over again because it's important. Matty O, thank you for that compliment, though. That's because I'm thoughtful. I just want to be, because I didn't see this before. So remember, this whole thing about everything Trump says is an issue to the news media. Trump sends a tweet. Trump puts out Truth Social. It's like, it's equivalent to him, pushing the nuclear codes every time. And it's got to be analyzed and reanalyzed. What did he say? I saw this video today that Trump said, doing well, and somebody looked up well and looked up the definition. What does he mean by that? There has to be a panel, a 10-person panel in order to do it. So I want to know what's going to happen after this. And this was hilarious. From Donald Trump's Truth Social, he wrote this. I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it's wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon. Because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it. And everyone else knows it. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even involved on TV because nobody cares about them. They're all nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they got some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA. Or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me. Gave me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump. Not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me for now the famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she's not, and will hopefully win lots of money on the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful woman than Kansas. In fact, that's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost an entire fortune. He goes on and on. He went scorched earth on these people. What are these people going to say now? What are these people in the news going to say now? That's my whole point. Now, we'll try it one more time. Just to get it right.
It's the one and only Reese on the radio with topical tunes.
On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Reese on the radio, records and tapes. The song, Trump Said What?
Trump said what? Whole room freeze up. Turn a little post to a 5-alarm bust. Like Trump said what? News feed erupt. Every single word like the sky going bust. Hey, Trump said what? Talk headline up. Pointing at the screen like they calling in a bus. Yeah. Trump said what? Can't get enough. Say his name once. That's a week-long rush. Wake up. Same thing. New spin on the panel. One line. Now they treat it like a 5-part channel. He sneeze, breaking. He blink, shaking. Got him camped by the phone. Just waiting. Truth post drop. Now they pace in the lobby. Got 6 experts for a 6-word hobby. Zoom in slow-mo. Frame by frame. Read lips. Read tea leaves. Read that name. Every chiron loud in the lower third box. World on fire over 10 small thoughts. Man, click, click. Ratings rise. They don't blink. They dramatize. Trump said what? Whole room freeze up. Turn a little post to a 5-alarm bust. Like Trump said what? News feed erupt. Every single word like the sky going bust. Hey, Trump said what? Talk headline up. Pointing at the screen like they calling in the bus. Yeah. Trump said what? Can't get enough. Say his name once. That's a week-long race. New clip, same face on a different network. Run it every hour like a late-night sweat work. Zoom on the podium. Zoom on the hand. Body language says he got a secret grip playing, he joke, that's doom. He shrug, that's news. They'll debate that shrug till the weekend through. Sources say up in 30-point font. Got folks more stressed than the thing they want. Every hashtag spin like a cyclone. They can talk about jobs, now we on that phone. Refresh, reload, encore, on loop. Whole world tuned to the same one, dude. He just talk, hey yeah. Sound the alarm, post, hey yeah. Country in harm, type, hey yeah. Push the alert. Whoa. 3 short words, whole show convert. Said what? Whole room freeze up. Turn a little post to a 5-alarm bust like said what? News feed erupts. Every single word like the sky going bust that. Said what? Talk headline up. Pointing at the screen like they calling in the bus, yeah. Said what? Can't get enough. Say his name once, that's a week-long rush.
You know the drill. From Reese on Radio Records and Tapes, Trump said what? He goes on, by the way. He goes on, and he is on a tear. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want to. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength in not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again. And these people have no idea how to do that, but I do. Because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world, President Donald J. Trump. And he posted this just about 20 minutes ago on Truth Social. It is lengthy, but I mean, it had to be done. It had to be done in some way because that's, and here's the thing that none of them are going to understand. It's never going to happen because the news media never got it. Not once. It's the reason why they're always stunned how he wins or when he wins. No matter what it is, elections, policy, whatever. The economy, however he gets any wins, the job numbers, any of them. The reason why they're always surprised is because, one, they don't have any faith in him. Two, it's not about doing any of the research. It's just about knee-jerk opposition. That's it. All of them. That's all. That's all it's ever going to be about. So when they're fooled, I don't even get the analysis because the analysis makes no sense. Right? They say there's like, we're come to CNN for breaking analysis on the events as they happen. This isn't analysis. This is opinion in opposition to the president and the administration. That's it. That's not analysis. Scott Jennings is on every one of these programs, wherever they are, and on CNN to sort of fight back against that, to give some sort of like balanced reporting. When I hear these people talk, I never hear analysis. I hear I think what Donald Trump means, what he doesn't say here, what he hasn't said, and I'm sitting there going, you people don't even know him. Don't even pick up the phone and call him. You ever hear Jake Tapper talk about President Trump when he calls him? Did you ever hear that? Did you hear Jonathan Karl from ABC News when he calls him and he talks about having spoken to the president on his cell phone? He goes, I just called him and he just picked up the phone. They all seem to be surprised, but their job is to go on television and tell you what Donald Trump was thinking and who he is, what he meant by every post, what he meant by every policy maneuver. But yet they call him up on the phone and they go, surprisingly, he answered the phone. You had his cell phone number, dum-dum. What do you think that meant? Like, that should be the clue. I have Donald Trump's personal cell phone number. I used it, and he picked up. Astonishing. I wouldn't trust these people with a bagel slicer. These people are stupid. They just are. Again, and these people, and it's not something that he hasn't done before. Donald Trump is doing what he's always done. And people who are in the business of analyzing him do so to make themselves look like fools. Because all they have to do, like I've heard more people talk about Trump and his ego or more about what Trump cares about. That's always the interesting conversation. He cares about this and that. And I go, and you know this why? Donald Trump's never expressed to you what he cares about. Never. If he has, what are they? Just like he puts in the Post. What does he say? He cares about American strength. He cares about American prosperity. He cares about making America great. This is all you'll ever know about Trump. Any of you, this is all you'll ever know about Trump. Everything else, nonsense. All of it. Why? Because he keeps cutting you off at every pass, making you look like fools. Every time. And if you keep listening to these people, which again, I had another discussion with someone online talking about, but they said it on the news. I'm like, so what? Well, how else am I supposed to get information? On your own. You don't have to rely on anybody. And damn sure don't rely on these people who seem to be always stunned by Donald Trump every day. Think about it. Why would anybody go on and breaking news? Did you hear what Donald Trump said today? Why does he keep surprising you? I thought your job was to know exactly who he was. I thought your job was to inform us what exactly is in the president's mind when you pick up the phone and you call him. But yet everything Donald Trump says seems to be breaking news, the most shocking thing he's ever said or done ever. I mean, again, explain it to me. Every time you guys get caught flat-footed. And I sit by here and I just go, that's funny. Isn't Tucker Carlson, does anybody remember those videos of he and Tucker Carlson sitting together? They're all chummy, doing all the events. Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, they're all chummy. Alex Jones on the dais, patting each other on the back. Ha, 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 ha. We're going to get Trump elected. Ha, 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 ha. Trump's coming back. It's a brand new day. MAGA forever. Ha, ha, ha. All these people, right? Now all of a sudden, Trump gone. Goes in his own direction, and everybody goes, what happened? I thought you guys knew. How did he fool you? He didn't fool anybody. That's why I'm never, ever surprised. I look at every time Trump says something. My wife is surprised by Donald Trump every day. She'll write something and go, goodness gracious. She'll say it. She's like, goodness gracious, did you see what Trump did? And I'll look at it and I'll start laughing. Because I get it. I get it. You want to know how you understand Donald Trump? By never, ever second-guessing him. That's how you figure him out. Stop being surprised. He's going to. He's going to surprise you. You'll no longer be stunned by him if you understand that that's exactly what he's going to do. Ned wrote something in the chat room I have to read because it reminded me of that line in The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Where is the line? He says, no, actually it wasn't Ned. I apologize. It was Sokolowski. There he is. Sokolowski. God bless you, Sokolowski. Thanks for joining us again. I haven't seen you in a bit. He says, Trump went 360 on what he ran on. That's why he is losing support. No more wars, America first. It's Israel first now. Now, as soon as I saw that, Sokolowski, I said, that line in The Last Action Hero where Quinn goes, you did a 360 on me. And the villain goes, if I did a 360, I'd be back at the beginning. You meant 180. Which I know what you meant, Sokolowski. I just thought that was funny. That's right, Jason D. Thank you, my man. He says, Trump is the ultimate troll. And I know he's sitting there saying, where did they get a load of this? That's exactly what he does. It's like they think they figured him out. Don't think Trump isn't watching television. He loves television. Loves it. And he watches everyone. He watches everyone and he listens to every word you say. And that's the weird part. Donald Trump is watching them. None of them are watching him. None of them. Because they're too busy on TV telling everybody what they think. They can't possibly. They're reacting. They're not watching him. I know they're not. Because they wouldn't be surprised. Let's get another check on traffic and weather. Music news coming up in a bit. But Mark Christopher's getting you home. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you are traveling right now into the Hartford area, look for delays southbound 91 from exit 36 down to 35, again 33 down to 32 A and B, and another bump 27 down to 28 Hartford Weathersfield line. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to exit 46 Sisson Avenue. Eastbound 84 slowing approaching 46 down to the Bulkley Bridge. We had an accident Route 2 eastbound. That was between exit 2D and 3. It looks like that might have cleared now, but we're still seeing delays coming off of I-84 out to exit 3 in East Hartford. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound, some slow traffic as you move up on exit 34. If you're 84 eastbound in Waterbury, slowing by 18. 84 eastbound in Cheshire, sluggish 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 Waterbury, slowing 23 to the Mixmaster. Northbound Parkway, look for an accident just prior to the West Rock Tunnel by exit 46. Southbound Parkway delays from 50 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, just a few clouds as we come down from a high of 57. Tonight, we stay mainly clear with a low of 36. And tomorrow will be mostly sunny and pleasant, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 62. Tomorrow night, there's a cold front coming through, which leads to a few clouds and a couple showers late with a low of 47. By the time we get into Saturday to start off the weekend, we're mostly sunny, breezy with a high of 62. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. More details have been released regarding circumstances surrounding the death of an Enfield girl last month. A search warrant of the Enfield home where Eve Rogers lived and was found on March 18th suggests the 12-year-old had been dead for some time when she was found unresponsive in her bedroom. That warrant says Eve was naked from the waist down, covered in a blanket, and there was probable cause to believe evidence of the crimes of murder, sexual assault, and risk of injury. Eve's stepfather, Anthony Federline, was in court this week on sexual assault and other charges. He has not been charged in her death. The warrant goes on to say that items found in the home included journals, a laptop, amphetamine, children's clothes, and other pills. Democrats failed in their attempt to advance a war powers resolution today. GOP Congressman Chris Smith of New Jersey gavelled the session out before his Democratic counterpart, Glenn Ivey, could offer the request. Democratic Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon of Pennsylvania says
there's been agreement across administrations that while Iran is a threat, it is a threat that must be dealt with through diplomacy, not war. This administration has ignored that consensus and engaged in a war of choice that is a disaster.
CBS is reporting the U.S. is convening diplomatic talks in Washington next week in an effort to craft a ceasefire in Lebanon. Israel has been pounding it with airstrikes. More from reporter Linda Gradstein in Jerusalem.
President Trump said that he had spoken with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who agreed to scale back Israel's bombing in Lebanon to preserve the fragile ceasefire with Iran. Israel said that the majority of the more than 200 people killed in heavy airstrikes yesterday were members of Hezbollah, but video footage shows that innocent civilians were also killed.
Democratic Congressman John Larson says his phone lines have been burning up since President Trump threatened to annihilate the Iranian people. Constituents are telling him, he says, Trump needs to be stopped, and it's why he has filed articles of impeachment.
Well, I think the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, came with the statement that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I think all Americans found that reprehensible, and to come from the President of the United States is beyond the pale.
Larson says he's realistic about the lack of support from Republican lawmakers, and he says It is the obligation of cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove the president, saying he is, quote, unable and unwilling to faithfully execute the responsibilities of the office. One person is dead following a crash in Norwich just after 8 this morning. Police were called to an area of West Thames Street. That's where they found a vehicle had collided with a heavy-duty wrecker. The female driver was rushed to Bacchus Hospital and was pronounced dead. Over $1.5 million is being made available to 12 food banks and nonprofits to purchase food to distribute to those most in need in Connecticut. State officials made the announcement today at River Ridge Farm in Portland. The co-owner is Dakota Rudolph Eastman.
It is just a win-win, right? We're getting food directly to our friends and neighbors who might need it. And food insecure populations in the state.
Farmers and state officials are calling it a win-win, with the program increasing access to healthy food while supporting state farm operations. The funds are being made available through the Department of Agriculture's Local Food Purchase Assistance Grant Program. Dow picked up 275 points today. The Nasdaq gained 187 and the S&P was up 41. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, brain fog, low sex drive, and it makes it tough to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is important to our overall health and well-being. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if some or all of those symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. But more than this, we can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or visit northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, let's do it, y'all. News. Gender-bending rapper, famous for the Old Town Road record, Lil Nas X turns 27 years old today. Jesse McCartney, born in 1987, turns 39. The pop singer is a songwriter behind the song Beautiful Soul. And Jasmine Sullivan, I think this is her, who had a really, really breakout song called Heard It All Before. She turns 39 today. Gerald Way of My Chemical Romance turns 49, and Kevin Martin, who's the singer of Candlebox, who sang the tune Far Behind, turns 57 today, born in 1969. Hey, my birth year. Also, popular album chart anniversaries today. 32 years ago, Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, debuted at number 1 on Billboard's 200 back in 1994. 43 years ago, Let's Dance by David Bowie hits number 1 on the UK singles charts. Later in the U.S. in 1983, the title track of the Nile Rodgers-produced album included plenty of hits on that album. Nile Rodgers is, you can't deny that guy's a brilliant producer. And 49 years ago, my favorite tune, and I know people laugh at me about it, but 49 years ago, ABBA's Dancing Queen hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1977. A Swedish pop band's first UK chart topper and number 1 in the UK. I love ABBA. I do. I just do. Dancing Queen's a great record. I know people think I'm corny for saying it, but it is. It's a great record. It's a great pop tune. It's fun to dance to. My wife loves it. Every time I play it for her, she does. She enjoys it. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you people. How can you not like that? Where the heck did Roland go? Did he just walk away? Hopefully there he is. Okay. Anyway, he's there. Mark Christopher's here. He's here. He didn't go anywhere. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark, Pantera. Not Pantera. Who was the group I was just mentioning? I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. Why did I just miss them? Now I just lost them.
Candlebox?
Yeah, no, not Candlebox.
Far
I know
Away?
you know who they are. Yeah,
Yep.
I know that song, Far Away.
Okay.
But the other group that I was talking about that was what is it right here? There was a crazy band. Oh, Pantera. Were you into them at all?
No, I'm not a hair guy. I'm not a hair metal guy.
Yeah, well, they're kind of like, aren't they a little more hardcore, Pantera?
Yeah, I would say they get it going pretty good.
I could never get into them. I tried going to a heavy metal rock concert once, and someone told me that I was bobbing my head wrong. It was.
Oh boy.
No, I was into the groove, so I was doing the chin forward into the groove.
Okay.
And somebody told me I was doing it wrong, that I had to do the headbanger move. And because I wasn't doing that, I wasn't behaving well.
Did they throw you in the mosh pit?
No, I was near the mosh pit.
I'm sure you were. Yeah.
I was not going to go into it.
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
was grooving like I was listening to a R&B riff like you
Right,
would. But
right.
they told me that that's not how you're supposed to listen to death metal.
I think it's a little more violent.
Yeah, it's a
of shake.
headbanger thing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, do that.
Yeah,
I was
it's a little more
doing
violent.
And I got criticized at a rock concert for that.
Boy.
I thought that was so weird. Anyway, what do you
think
do?
about it? As heavy as I get into,
Yeah.
I mean, I like Van Halen and Aerosmith and that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm not really into the hair. Yeah, that's not my thing. Yeah,
I can't
I don't know
understand
how
a
they
word.
do that without losing their voice too, because that seems like it put a lot of stress on your vocal
Totally.
cords.
Agree that too.
That's good stuff. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 is slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge. Out to exit 46 Sisson Avenue. Eastbound 84 slows approaching 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, you've got delays 33 down to 32 A&B, and again 27 down to 28. If you are traveling southbound 91 in Meriden, slowing 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Traveling Route 2 westbound's a little slow at the 84 West Merge. 2 eastbound's a little tight as you move by exit 3. In East Hartford, earlier accident there is gone. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing by 18. Again, some sluggish traffic. 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. Northbound on the Parkway, it looks like an accident just prior to the West Rock Tunnel. Delays behind that. And southbound on the Parkway, delays 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Tonight, we're mainly clear with a low of 36. A lot of our outlying areas will reach the freezing mark. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant. It's a breezy afternoon for us, but we still make it to a high of 62. Tomorrow night will be partly cloudy, a couple of showers late. This is a cold front moving through. The low is 47. And Saturday, mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 62. By Sunday, the clouds will be on the increase again with a high near 60. And we could add some showers in heading into Monday. It's cloudy, breezy with a brief shower or two, and a high of 74. Right now, it's 52 in Hopewell, 56 in Bloomfield, and 53 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
For all station contest rules, go to WTIC.com and click contests. That's WTIC.com and click contests.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I want to thank Representative Irene Hayes. Thank you so much. TJ Duarte from the Duarte Show, who was a guest on this program last week, was taken down to City Hall and the Capitol building, and he went there to as her guest, and his mother was there, and I think his best friend Emmanuel was there as well. From the photographs, they just sent them to me a little while ago. TJ, if you're listening, tell me who that is. That young man next to you. I'm hoping that's your buddy, but. TJ's mom was there as well, and he was all dressed up. And I almost feel like I was watching my kid go down to Congress. It's wild, but I want to thank Representative Irene Hayes for doing that. That really means a lot. I didn't even know they were going. I just found out after they started sending me photos. And I'm glad he got a chance to do that. So we'll talk to him soon about that. And that kid's going to do gangbusters. Yeah, you know why you're here, and I know that you guys were waiting for it, so here it is.
Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you?
Negro Nonsense with Al Sharpton, of all people. As America begins its 250th anniversary on July 4th, Al Sharpton says he wants none of it.
They're going to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the country July 4th, but that's not our celebration. We were slaves then, and they celebrate signing the Declaration of Independence 1776. We were not even emancipated until 1863. So I don't know what everybody getting ready for a celebration. You know, that it seems crazy for me to have on the birthday hat at your birthday party. That ain't my party. In fact, I'm thinking Saturday when I do my address to the convention, they're calling for something on July 4th, like Frederick Douglass did. Why should we be celebrating that? We may need to do our own rally in Philly or somewhere that day, because that's not our background.
All right. Who's going to tell him? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be me who have to tell everybody? Okay. I'll be the person that tells them. Okay? It's July 4th. It's on a Saturday. Black folks are going to be celebrating. You find me, anybody in any neighborhood who ain't going to be celebrating on July 4th on a Saturday, on the 250th anniversary. Please point to me, the boycotting African American who is going to say, nope, not getting fireworks this year. Nope. There will be no Roman candles. There will be no sparklers. There will be no cookout on a Saturday on July the 4th. Somebody tell me where that's happening. Who is joining Al Sharpton? Out of the 48, maybe 50 million African Americans, how many of them are going to be joining in and saying, no, sweetie, we ain't cooking out this year. We boycotting barbecue. Come on. Just somebody say it. I want somebody to tell me. That's all I want. Black Lives Matter 360, the NAACP. Which one of you were saying there's no charcoal grilling for me? Just not happening. Huh? Who is not going to pull out the program? Who is not making the potato salad this year? Which one of you? I want to see you. I want to see you protesting in the streets. I want you boycotting. No, I want you to look your children in the face when they go, Mama, Papa, we getting fireworks this year? Sorry, boy. We ain't celebrating this year. I want to see it, and I want to post it everywhere. I want to see it. I want to see it. Al Sharpton is saying, we ain't celebrating nothing. We weren't even free. What do you mean we? Al Sharpton, yes, you are old. You ain't that old. You ain't that old. Okay? Use free. I don't know if anybody told you, buddy, but use free. Al Sharpton drives me nuts with this stuff. And no one ever listens to him. You're never going to get, look, this is going to sound racial, but that's because it's true. Okay? There is no way people in the black community ain't barbecuing on Barbecue History Month. Just not. It is. It's Barbecue History Day, the 4th of July. So's Memorial Day. Hell, Labor Day, too. That is Barbecue History Month for African American people. Okay? They don't even barbecue on Juneteenth the way they do on Barbecue History Day. Are you kidding me? You think nobody is going to throw any ribs on the grill? Who's he fooling? This is funnier than, this is mostly say, I didn't even know this. I was like, really? Does Al Sharpton protest? He doesn't. When Barack Obama was in office, he said some stupid, lame thing, but he still went to a barbecue or two. Of course he did. You know that boy had some barbecue chicken that weekend. You know he did. There's no way he didn't. Here's one lonely brother on Barbecue History Day. That's what it is. I'm telling you, they do family reunions. Don't they? Tell me look, Roland, you've been black longer than me, even though I'm older than you. You got more invested in the African-American community than I ever had. I left them a long time ago. I was exiled even. You going to sit up here and tell me that on the 4th of July, the brothers and the sisters ain't barbecuing? Okay, that's what I thought. There's just no way. There's no protest on that day. There's just none. It's ridiculous. It's the most fun day ever. Dangerous, but fun. The fireworks are the appeal. Okay? They love fireworks so much, they start popping them off in June. Okay? As soon as the pop-up shops go up, which usually happens sometime in the beginning of June, as soon as those places pop up, people are lined up around the corner to get them, even the cheap ones. And they start popping them off early. How many of you in the middle of the night in your neighborhood, June, 18th, hearing pops out in the street? Was that gunfire? And you know it. The first sign of darkness, right around June 18th, maybe even June 20th, the fireworks are going off because they can't wait to pop them off. Stop it. Everyone is going to be celebrating. They can't help themselves. You're never going to convince them that they don't want to be a part of it. Never. Never going to do it. So I expect you all to be there. I want potato salad. I want that garden salad with the corkscrew pasta. That's the cold salad. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's just cold salad with the corkscrew pasta. I love that. It's always got the vegetables in it. You know, it's always got like vinaigrette or something. That salad, that's my favorite. I want to see it. I want to see that too. Okay? Cornbread, it's too hot for cornbread. Please stop making cornbread in the hot summer. It's the worst thing. This is the worst. Nobody wants to eat cornbread in the heat. It's the worst thing for your stomach. But I know all of y'all are going to be out there. Brothers and sisters, black, white, Hispanic, maybe even some people from the Arab world will be out there barbecuing. I know it's pasta salad, but I thought, was it just pasta salad? Is that what it is? I don't cook, so it shows you what I know. I don't know what it's called. Hey, Jeff is in Marlboro. Let me get him on the line. What's going on, Jeff? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. What's up?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know.
I just get a kick every time you talk about Al Sharpton. The way he talks is so funny. It's like, yeah, boy, give me that butter over there. And but then you see him in some. I bet you dollars to donuts. You see him in some restaurant that I'm not even allowed to walk on the sidewalk in front. And he's talking all proper and please pass the Poland or all fruit, you know.
You know, I've had the opportunity to eat dinner with Al Sharpton back on I know the date, August 25th of 2001. August 25th, 2001 at Mr. Chow's. And I listened to him speak there, and you're right. He does not sound like that in polite company. Not in the least.
Yeah, it's an act, kind of like comedians have an act. You know? He's got a whole voice, a whole facial demeanor,
right?
A whole everything. You know, it's all an act.
Isn't it weird, though, Jeff? Let me ask you this. This is the part that I find so amazing about this commentary with him and the whole, we wasn't free nonsense. On a day that should be the most political, right, the birth date of the United States, it is the one day that no matter where you go, whomever it may be, whatever racial background it is, they are out there celebrating the 4th of July. It is almost unstoppable. The amount of people who will celebrate that day regardless of their political stripe. For some odd reason, that draws everybody universally towards fireworks, family, and food.
Well, and I mean, yeah, definitely, yeah. It's fun, and he's a free man, and we all are now, and we should be thankful for that, you know.
Exactly. I almost equate it to like a sort of country's Thanksgiving kind of thing.
I know that his ancestors probably were not free men, and that's terrible. But I think we all work towards a common goal, and like you got to accept the now, not look back 150 years ago and just keep talking about it endlessly. You know, I'm heavily Irish, and
right.
My ancestors weren't accepted here that well either.
I know. I just read a great article about that, about the Irish workers in the beginning of the migration into the country. And
I'd like to say that I in no way say that the Irish were treated as bad as the...
No. I get that. But I don't think, like I said, it's not an Olympic sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not in competition, right?
Right, exactly, right. Yeah, there was a great article I read about that an old article I read about that the other day. Thank you, Jeff, man. It's been a while. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thank you, Reese.
You got it, sir. That's, that's amazing. I don't see it. I don't. That day just brings out the best in everyone. Again, food, family, fireworks. It just is. I would love to see if Al Sharpton would stop, like drive past the black family out having like a cookout or a block party and say to them, shame on you. Shame on you. Celebrating this blasphemer holiday. No, he wouldn't. They would say, Al, come on over here and get some watermelon. Shut up. Get over here and get that watermelon. That's what they would do. Okay, I'll have a slice. That's what he would say. I'm just saying. I want to see who protested. Again, I want to see. I'm going to go on and be online. I'll be everywhere to see who's protesting the 4th of July. Get out of here. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. That's like avoiding traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center, right? It's like
that, yeah.
4th of July celebration. You can't avoid that. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are, you want to take part in that.
That's right. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's got everything. Explosions, family, food.
Right. Danger.
Danger. Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of danger.
Exactly. You know what it is? That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. It is it's like a suspense movie.
Exactly.
It's an action thriller.
You don't know what's going to happen next.
Whose hands are going to get blown up?
Exactly. Who's coming back to the office on Monday with one less phalange? One less digit.
Exactly.
Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84, you're tied up just after 56 Governor Street, out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound's locked up just after 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 91 southbound slowing 36 to 35, again 33 down to 32 A and B. More slow traffic 27 down to 28. Little slowdown again as you move 19 to 18 in Meriden. If you are traveling on the northbound side of 91, you'll lose speed as you approach exit 25 S&N for the Putnam Bridge. Putnam Bridge is slow from Weathersfield all the way over to exit 13B and C in Glastonbury for the Route 2 ramps. 2 westbound slowing from 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 southbound's a little slow at the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound is slowing in Waterbury. 22 to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound slowing by 18 and again sluggish 26 down to the 691 interchange. Heavy traffic northbound in the Parkway now as you move from exit, let's call it exit 42B in Orange up to exit 46 in New Haven. An accident there. Also heavy delay southbound Parkway approaching exit 50 to exit just south of exit 46 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, just a few clouds as we come down from a high of 57. Tonight, we stay mainly clear with a low of 36. And tomorrow will be mostly sunny and pleasant, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 62. Tomorrow night, there's a cold front coming through, which leads to a few clouds and a couple showers late with a low of 47. By the time we get into Saturday to start out the weekend, we're mostly sunny, breezy with a high of 62. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have sunny skies out there. Temperature of 52 in Hartford. Contents of a search warrant at the Enfield home of a girl found dead last month says numerous items were found in Eve Rogers' home. They include pills outside her bedroom, journals, and a laptop, among other items. Warren also says the 12-year-old was dead for some time and was nude from the waist down, and there were signs of sexual assault. Her stepfather, Anthony Federline, was in court on sexual assault and risk of injury charges this week. He has not been charged in her death. One person died in a crash this morning in Norwich. Crash occurred between a vehicle and a heavy-duty wrecker on West Thames Street. Female victim was pronounced dead at Bacchus Hospital, and that investigation is continuing. New Haven man found guilty in a 2024 stabbing. Antwine Mike stabbed Travis James on June 1st, 2024. Following an argument outside a convenience store, he was found guilty this week of manslaughter. First Lady Melania Trump is speaking out about the Epstein case.
It was an unexpected statement from the First Lady.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end.
Speaking at the White House, Melania Trump said she wanted to set the record straight, saying Epstein did not introduce her to Trump. She also said the victims of Epstein's sex crimes deserve their due.
I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
Adding it is time to uncover the truth.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon. Crews in Manchester were kept busy today repairing a water main break. The break on Middle Turnpike. Those who needed water were instructed to go to the bottling station on Spring Street. And the Artemis II astronauts tidying up their lunar cruiser for tomorrow's Fireball return to Earth. They are also reflecting on their historic journey around the moon, calling it surreal. The 3 Americans and 1 Canadian are now under 150,000 miles from home, humanity's first lunar explorers in more than half a century. They set a new distance record during their lunar flyby on Monday. On Wall Street, the Dow picked up 275 points today. The Nasdaq gained 187 and the S&P was up 41. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. legacybox.com/radio.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. Don't forget, you go to WTIC.com. The Odyssey app is there if you want to listen to the show whenever you want. Also, remember that Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican, a political rule established in the 1960s to foster unity by discouraging public infighting. Well, WTIC News Talk 1080 will host the 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination. That will happen on April 30th at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut. Again, at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut. The debate will be live on the air, but if you would like to be in the audience, you can enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets. You go to WTIC.com. That's WTIC.com. You go to More and then click on Contests. And 60 winners will win a pair of tickets. WTIC News Talk 1080's 11th annual 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate is sponsored and brought to you by AARP. Also, for those of you who want to watch me embarrass myself on the 26th, as I try to read, I think I'm going to take Roland's advice. B5. I'm going to the annual Bingo for Autism event, which is going to benefit Camp John J. Nerdin, and it is on April 26th. Again, April 26th at 1 p.m. To 5 at the Meriden Elks Lodge. So put that in your calendar. Come on by, support this cause. It is a worthy cause. As you heard earlier, Mark Christopher has been down there, and he won something. Look at that. So I won't win anything other than your hearts and minds, as I say, the bingo numbers. That's how I'm going to redeem myself. I'm going to spare you the need to pummel me with the dabbers and the troll dolls by me calling bingo when I don't belong. So I will call the numbers, and I will get them right. I can read, okay? I can read numbers. I'll figure it out. I promise you I will. I'll get it right. That you won't have to worry about. So make sure you check both of those out. Let's get another check of the traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're on the westbound side of 84, delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to exit 46 Sisson Avenue. 84 eastbound's locked up. Half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley Bridge. Southbound 91 delays 33 to 32. Again, 27 to 28. If you are traveling into the Meriden area, 91 southbound, you'll see a little slow traffic as you move down by exit 19 down to exit 18 in the 691 interchange. Traveling Route 2 westbound, you're a little bit tight as you approach the 84 West ramp in East Hartford. 291 eastbound slowing approaching the Bissell Bridge. Heading into Middletown 9 southbound delays Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. Again, some sluggish traffic 26 down to the 691 interchange. Heavy southbound Parkway from 52 down to the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway, you've got some slow traffic as you move from exit 42B in Orange up to exit 46 in New Haven, just prior to the West Rock Tunnel. South 95's tight 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Evening's mainly clear as we head through tonight, a low of 36. Some of the area will get below freezing or right around there. As we head into tomorrow, mostly sunny and pleasant actually for our afternoon. A little breezy, a high of 62 degrees. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. There's a couple of showers moving through late with a cold front. Low of 47, and we're not too much colder on the backside of things on Saturday. Mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 62. Sunday, the clouds will increase. We make it to 60 degrees for the afternoon, and then by Monday, with cloudy skies, it could lead to a brief shower or two. A high, though, of 74, and we're warm for the middle of next week. Right now, it's 52 in Plymouth, 54 in Windsor, and 53 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Injured? Dial pound law. Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Eat it up, the Hartford Yard Goats. Eat it up.
The Yard Goats are back at home April 14th for 6 straight games, and we're jam-packed with promotions. We've got Single in the City, Downtown Divorce Party, Jackie Robinson Day, Most Improved Student Night, Irish Night, Fireworks Friday and Saturday, and Halfway to Halloween on Sunday. Kids wear costumes to the game and trick-or-treat around the ballpark. Tickets are still available for all games at yardgoatsbaseball.com.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit treewiseguysct.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's treewiseguysct.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund. No fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. About to get up out of here. Friday is the end of the week. And I don't have anything planned for this weekend. I'm going to just try to relax. I've got lunch with TJ, though, Duarte. I got a video that they sent me. I'm going to see if I could find it online to post it. He was introduced in the house as the new mayor of Waterbury. It's great. It's a great opportunity, and they all gave him a hearty applause. He had a great time. I'm really proud of this kid and the place he's gone. Just one interview here on the show, and he is everywhere. And he looks dapper, and his campaign manager, Emmanuel, is there with him. I got to get him back here on the show as soon as possible to talk to him about that, what that experience was like. But I'll see him on Saturday, and he and I will talk about his future, which I think will be very, very bright. Let me get Rudy here on the line. What's going on, big guy?
Hey, you're cracking me up today.
What's
But 3 points, and they all tie together, and the third point is the best sermon I ever heard.
Yes, sir.
First point, Al Sharpton is a race hustler. The only people that listen to him has no home in their front yard or allegedly live in Hamden.
Right.
Now, you crack me up. Roland's been blacker than you. Longer than you.
I said he's been blacker longer than me because I was exiled.
All right. You are today's modern day, a great man when he was out there doing his thing. He was a white supremacist, but his name was Clayton Bigsby. Do you remember him? What power?
What power? If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
When you said that Roland's been blacker than you longer, I cracked up. And I also want to say I thank you for differentiating, because people in Connecticut had a problem when I lived there. We're going to have barbecue. I go over their house, and it's hot dogs and hamburgers. No, that's cookout.
That's right.
Barbecue needs ribs, brisket, chicken.
Correct.
There's a difference. And Roland, and you got to have mac and cheese and collard greens with your barbecue, or whatever Reese likes, because I know he doesn't do the collard greens.
I won't.
Too black for it. So here's my third thing. And
yes.
I hate calling Al Sharpton a race baiter, because you probably hear this in the church. There's only one race. We all bleed red blood.
Damn right.
You and I are humans. So this great pastor from South Carolina, and he's a mentor to a Connecticut pastor, and he's probably in his early 80s. He's a black man. He came up here about 10 years ago. Well, came up there. I'm no longer there.
Right.
About 10 years ago, I listened to his sermon, and he looked out at a mostly predominant white church, not far from Hamden.
Yeah.
And he said, I grew up in the era where your ancestors or elders called me colored. I'm black. I'm black. I look at you. You're all like white, like Irish, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You go to the beach, what color do you turn?
Red.
And then red turns to what? Brown.
Brown, right.
You go out in the cold, you turn purple or blue.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the beach, I come back black. I go outside in the cold, I come back black. You're the colored people. There's only one race, and no one should be called colored, but you could be 8 different colors.
He is 100% right. I love that saying.
Pastor is Pastor Will Marotti's mentor.
Yeah.
And he's an elder Baptist minister who's in his 80s from South Carolina. He gave that speech, and it's not something that shocked me, but it's something that I just realized that
it sticks
in
with
our
you.
daily life, and it's actual facts, and we just overlook it because everyone just assumes everyone's supposed to be white, and you can't be brown, yellow, black. That white is normal, and everything else is colored. And we're actually could be. I'm Sicilian. I turn brown. I turn Halle Berry color if I spend 2 days on the beach. I've never turned blue in my life, but I've turned brown. But you know, True Romance said that I still got that African gene in me.
That's right. That's right.
And I eat collard greens with linguine because I'm blacker than black, but black.
Get out of here. God bless you, buddy.
You caused this. You caused this.
I
by
know.
your
I
comments
did this.
rolling.
I've always done this to you, and it's one of your favorite things that I do here on the show.
Oh, you got to play it.
I will. I don't even have it on. I don't have it on queued up anymore. But I'll have it for you. I promise. I'll bring it back.
Oh,
it was one of the first things I used to do here on the show.
Bigsby thing, though.
What power?
No, you should play the clip.
Oh, okay. I got it.
All right, later,
thanks, buddy. Clayton Bigsby. First season, I'll never forget that when I saw the premiere. It was before it ever aired on Comedy Central. We got tickets to go see that premiere, and it was a whole party that night. I can't remember who the DJ was that night. We saw that final skit of Clayton Bigsby. We were like, oh, this is going to be huge. We knew it right then and there. Yeah, that was insane. That was always insane. Actually, I want to make sure that I get this out. Folks, tonight I am going to post a picture of the 9 compromises. I have them in here in the hand. I will post that today. If you'd like to like and share it, I'll explain what it is. I know that somebody's dad was just mentioning, it was like, hey, he was going to post the 9 compromises. I want it. So I put it together, and I'm going to post it today. I'll have it on X. I'll have it on Facebook and Instagram as well, so you can see it yourself, and if you want to like and share it, it'll have an explanation to what it is. These are the 9 compromises for Democrats in order for us to give up Donald Trump and MAGA. And they are in, well, they're in a particular order here, but they are in no particular order. Biology denial, climate apocalypse, open borders, defund the police, child sexualization, race grievance, abortion extremism, socialism fantasies, and COVID authoritarianism. They are the 9 compromises that liberals must adhere to in order for us to drop MAGA and to give up Donald Trump. Because as I expressed today, that's their most important thing. They love that more than anything. So I'll post that after the show, roughly about 6:30. You'll see it up there, if not sooner. I'll post it. I have to do a little bit of tweaking here. Tomorrow, Roseanne will be here. We don't have any guests coming up, although I do want to make mention. Let me see here. I want to look this up real quick. Okay, so next week, Wednesday, is our Target Day. When I say Target, I'm not talking about the department store. Our Target Day to see if we can get Education Secretary Linda McMahon in the studio. It's an hour drive, or at least a 40-minute drive from the New Haven area where Yale is to come all the way up here. But we are hoping that she will come up and do the program to talk about what she's planning on doing down at Yale. We want to see if we can get that done on the 15th, if not on the 16th, before she gives a speech or even after she gives a speech. It'd be nice to have her before. So stand by for that. We'll have some details for you, maybe as early as Monday. I'm hoping I hear something tomorrow, but we're going to see if we can get something as early as Monday. Also, I know we have some other guests, but I'm not going to be able to tell you because I don't have it on my phone, or at least I don't have it ready on the phone. I think Vincent Candelara is going to be here next week. We're working on him on the show next week as well, trying to get that to happen. And I think that's roughly it. I think that's it. Dancing Queen fan, great, I came out. You know what, Dana? You deserve an applause. By the way, Matty O, in your defense, Dana, Matty O said most people like the song Dancing Queen. They just don't have the guts to come out and say it. And it's a really good record. I mean, production-wise and, musically, singing too. It's a great record. It is. It's the reason why people know it. It's like, would you deny the music from the musical Grease? Would you deny it? When you hear Beauty School Dropout, do you not sing along? I know I do. I don't know why, but I do. It's just because you can't help it. That's just how it is. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You want to win? Listen, if you've got a wife, a significant other, that's, I guess, a Gen Xer, Go to a party where somebody plays the soundtrack to Grease and grab your girl by the hand and go out and dance with her. She will think you are the coolest person ever to exist, without a doubt. That you have no shame and you have no embarrassment around her. That will make her feel like a dancing queen, I might add. She will feel, I'm just telling you, I was at a club. I'll tell you this story. It was on, what to say, not Greenwich. It was right off of, whatever's across from West 3rd in Manhattan. It was right down the block from, like, walking distance from 7th Avenue South. And there was this club that was there. And there were always clubs popping in and popping out. But there was this one club that only and strictly did 80s music. It was every night, every weekend, it was 80s music. And you get there and people would show up dressed in their 80s best. And this is the 90s, of course. The mid to late 90s, but they played nothing but 80s music. No 90, no current. And they would throw in a couple of like late 70s and stuff, but just because they knew it, the girls would go wild. They would throw on that song, You Better Shape Up. I don't know, whatever the name of the song is. I can't remember it. But anyway, you remember the final theme to Grease. You're the One That I Love. That's the name of it. And that song would come on. And the girls in that club, as soon as they heard the opening melody, would scream at the top of their lungs. And the girls would be screaming in each other's face every lyric. And if the guy was smart enough, that's your in. If you were willing to, I don't want to use the word humiliate yourself, but to not take yourself that seriously and dance with a girl to the Grease soundtrack, she will think you're the coolest person in the world. You don't take yourself that seriously. She knows he's not into, but he appreciates what I'm into. He gets me. And I'm talking about your girlfriend. You're probably not going to be able to hook up with a stranger in that regard. But if you go there with your girlfriend and that song comes on and she's dancing, she is, if there's anyone she wants to wow out to on that song, it's you. And you're going to have to give it up. You're going to have to. You just have to say it. I'm doing it. Who wrote that? Ned said, Mamma Mia came on What a Movie soundtrack. Thank you, Alba. Yeah, I've never seen Mamma Mia, and I remember when it was a Broadway musical in New York. I would have never seen it. Like, that's not my thing. It's just like I never went to go see Cats. But you just don't. If you're from New York, you never see Cats. Just don't. There's a whole Seinfeld episode about that, too. You just don't go. You can't. Like, no one considered Cats real Broadway. I don't know why. I have no idea, but they just never did. It's just nothing. It's just nothing. So, great show, Reese. Rudy is right. You are right, and you crack. Thank you, Melody, always. And thank you always for being so faithful to this show. Yeah, and I love musicals, but Cats, nope. Never been, never would be. Never would be. I've never seen Phantom of the Opera either, or Les Mis. I guess those you just don't see. Those are two. When was the last Broadway? I went to go see Rent very early, before it was like in regular production. I went to go see that, and I had a front row seat to that. Not a fan. I think Rent ruined musicals, at least a modern-day musical. Just the style of music and the style of singing, I think Rent ruined it. I love the old, I'm My Fair Lady. Anything, what's his name? What's the two guys? I don't know why they're escaping me right now. But anything back in the days, the guys who used to do, musicals, it's just not the same anymore. Rent just ruined it. And as much as I think, or as much as I believe that Seasons of Love is a catchy song, it's clever. It is. It's a great song. It's, you can sing that over and over again. I know the kids love singing it when they do their recitals. But the rest of the music in there is just like, that opening song, We're Not Going to Pay last month's rent, that opening song in Rent, awful record. Awful song. It's like they phoned it in. Just not a fan. Anyway, I think they just ruined it. Anyway, enough of me about musicals. It's time for me to get up out of here. Like I said, tomorrow, Roseanne will be here. Plenty of stuff to talk to her about when she's here in the program. She's got a lot of stuff. Rodgers and Hammerstein, thank you. I don't know why I wouldn't get that, Ned. Thank you. Obviously, a music lover in the musical theater, that is. Rodgers and Hammerstein. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow, and we'll see you back here at 2 o'clock. I promise, no musicals, without a doubt. Mark Christopher is here, and he is getting you home. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Favorite musical ever, Mark Christopher?
Musical? Oh,
it could be movie, play, whatever it is. Did you see any of them? Sound of Music, South Pacific, Oklahoma. Really? Not a one?
I'm sorry, Reese.
Really? No, it's okay.
Let's just say Grease, then.
All right, there you go. Okay, fine. Grease.
I saw Grease on Broadway.
Okay, well, you saw Grease on Broadway?
I saw Rent. I love the music in Rent. I saw that on Broadway.
Okay, so when you saw Grease on Broadway, did you see it when Rose...
1978.
Oh, you saw it early.
Yeah, I was in 8th grade, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the principal came on the bus after. We were heading home, and he goes...
It was a school trip?
Yeah, it was an 8th grade trip.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
And he said this sort of behavior will not be tolerated. I mean, we were like weeks from graduating, but I do remember coming into New York on that 8th grade trip. We were on the Cross Bronx Expressway, and I'm looking out the bus window, and for the first time in my life, I'm seeing cars on cinder blocks stripped. I grew up in a town of like 4,000 people, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Look at all these cars on cinder blocks with nothing on them. So it was a great trip.
Oh, man, that is a great story.
Yeah, but he said he got on. He said, well, this sort of behavior will not be tolerated. It was like, come on, man. It's a play.
Exactly.
Relax.
Have a
Reese,
good one, man.
Yeah, you have a great night, Reese. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 Route 2 eastbound, we've got an accident now. Looks like it's in the area of exit 3 in East Hartford. Looks like the left lane's blocked.